Ellen, what's up?
Good morning, Marty. It's a busy rush hour in a lot of spots out there and plenty of holdovers in terms of the backups. Parkway West inbound is one of them, stacking at the top of Green Tree Hill. We are getting reports, of an accident. This and some sign repair crews. They're working on southbound 28 near Millvale, so you have backups that greet you before the Route 8 exit there, and the Parkway East inbound lines up solidly at Edgewood-Swissvale ahead of the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will be mostly cloudy, blustery, and much cooler than recent days with a couple of showers and a high just 53. Mostly cloudy tonight with a passing shower and a low of 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Today, October 17th, is the final day of our two-day sale at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank NTC?
Will be mostly cloudy, blustery, and much cooler than recent days with a couple of showers and a high just 53. Mostly cloudy tonight with a passing shower and a low of 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Mostly cloudy, blustery, and much cooler than recent days with a couple of showers and a high just 53. Mostly cloudy tonight with a passing shower.
Containers, 2 for $1. Quality Farms French fries, 20-ounce bag, 4 for $5. And San Giorgio spaghetti, thin spaghetti or elbow pasta, 16-ounce box, 89 cents each.
Today is the final day of our two-day sale, so get in on this Thursday, October 17th, for the final of our two-day sale at Coons Market, a special place in your neighborhood. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
The Big K Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
A lot going on. Implosion at the Secret Service. We'll get to that. Major donation live here with the chairman of Giant Eagles going to provide the city of Pittsburgh. You're going to love this. You'll hear from him live, and I love my man Bill Artman. But first, something that hurts me to the core. When someone jacks with faith and religion and Pittsburgh and Jews in Squirrel Hill and does something inexplicable and horrifying and sinister and juvenile and ridiculous, when someone takes a memorial, stolen memorial from all the nice grounds. And the memorial says this plaque: as long as we live, they too will have Taylor Alderdice High School in Squirrel Hill dedicated to the memory of the 11 Jews killed on October 27, 2018. It was donated by the boys basketball team. Who the F, and I would say the full word if it wouldn't get me fined or fired, who the F does this kind of thing? Who stoops this low? There is a special place in hell for someone to burn who thinks this is funny, who thinks this is a good idea. Are they trying to send a message to Jews? Are they trying to pull a prank? Are they drug addicts saying, I'll just sell this to buy drugs? It's metal. Who does this sort of thing? Corey O'Connor, who lives up there, who was a councilman up there forever, who's now the controller. Corey, good morning. This hurts, doesn't it, sir?
It does, Marty. I mean, it's something that, as you just mentioned, grew up a couple blocks from there, was there on the scene of the incident. But this is what we're seeing way too often in our neighborhoods. And I think that's the shame of it. And when it stoops to this low, it really hurts a lot of people. You mentioned the boys basketball team went out and did this. That whole day was horrific for all of us. And, for somebody to do something like this, it's sinister, whatever their motive was. Now for us, it's just ensuring that our neighbors feel safe in our community. And too many incidents like this have been happening in our area.
And it's clearly another attack on the Jewish community, is it not, sir? I mean, that's the way I would kind of interpret it, wouldn't you, sir?
I mean, obviously, you can't speculate to the reasons why people do this, but I mean, if you're taking a plaque that's dedicated to those individuals, yes, it would be an attack. And I think that's why so many people in our neighborhood have been concerned over the past 4 months, 5 months of just constant patterns of these types of incidents. And I think, that's what, hurts us the most is, we want to be a city that welcomes everybody, that's everybody's getting along. You can have differences of opinion, but when it comes to, violence or stealing things, then you've gone too far. And oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, and with this particular plaque, took some effort to get it off, did it not?
Yeah, I mean, if you saw the pre-picture of what happened, I mean, you're thinking about it. You're not just walking down the street and saying, hey, let's just steal this, kids at night doing something crazy. This is something well thought out, and it was a plan, whomever did this. And, those individuals, their memories should not be tarnished like this. We're 10 days away from an anniversary of the shooting. This is too often we're seeing it now, and a lot of people are very concerned about it, and rightfully they should be. This stuff has to stop.
Well, what it's created is this culture of fear.
A tribute to the lives taken in the
Squirrel Hill. As an example,
Paradise High School honoring the 11 lives stolen shortly before Squirrel Hill commemorates 6 years since the massacre.
It's just disrespectful to the community and certainly to the 11 victims.
Where he grew up there and his relationship to the Jewish community and your childhood up there. There's no way in hell you would ever think, man, I got to have a gun. I'm afraid to go work out. And that fear exists now, does it not, sir?
Yeah, and growing up in the neighborhood, I mean, we left our door open, and if we locked the door, everybody knew where we had hid the key. That's the neighborhood that a lot of us want to live in all over the place. I mean, we want to feel safe. We want our family members to be safe. Growing up in that neighborhood, obviously you mentioned my dad, but my mom's Jewish. Her side of the family is Orthodox Jewish. So that stuff really hits home, especially when we're celebrating a number of holidays in the next couple weeks. And I think, incidents like this, have people at a pause. Do they, as you said, they don't feel safe. They're carrying their own weapons with them. And I think that creates other problems.
It does.
So for us, safety and security is number one. And it's not just in Squirrel Hill. It's in each and every neighborhood. True. And I think, you want to get to a place all over this region where you feel safe leaving your house. As I said, we used to leave it unlocked all the time, but that's what everybody used to do. And now we've gotten to a point where it's extremists on both sides, and we have to come together for the betterment of our community and the region and moving forward. Incidents like this, cannot happen. This is something that is despicable to the community. It's despicable to those individuals and their families who lost loved ones that day.
That's right.
And it really hurts because so many of us were there and we all stood together and fighting hate that day. And here's what we're stuck with, almost close to the anniversary of the shooting.
Hey, my man, I reached out to the police chief, hoping they have some sort of leads, but I'm hoping maybe someone who hears this, it'll jar their memory that they might have seen or heard something and report someone who did this. But let me say this. You are not dissuaded from having this plaque replaced before this commemoration ceremony. That's true, right?
Say that again. Will one go back in?
This plaque is being replaced, is it not?
I believe so, yeah. I mean, obviously it's school district property, so, it's part of Alderdice. But I think, knowing the community, whatever we would have to do to chip in to raise money to get something back up, let's hope that everybody pulls together and gets it done.
Corey O'Connor, you're the best, man. Thank you for bringing this to the public's attention, and thank you for your outrage, because we're all angry about it. Thanks, my man.
All right, thank you, Marty. Take care.
All right. At the end of the day, it's not just about this plaque. It's about what I told you. It's what he just said. Man, Squirrel Hill, if you don't spend time there, is amazing. It's this melting pot of cultures and ethnicities and backgrounds, but the foundation of it are amazing, amazing, amazing Jewish families that I admire the hell out of and would do anything to help. And I hope to hell they catch who tried to pull off this despicable act. And I hope they're punished to the fullest extent of the law. It's disgusting, man. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, good morning.
Good morning, Marty, and it's not a great morning if you're trying to travel southbound on I-79 coming out of Allegheny County, heading maybe down toward Washington County. As you're heading southbound on 79, you're going to find yourself in extremely heavy traffic just after you pass the Kerwin Heights interchange, all the way down past the rest area near Bridgeville, and then past the Hendersonville exit. You do have an accident there, and crews are working to clear that for you. In White Oak, accident on Jacks Run Road at McKee Road, Parkway West inbound. No accidents there, but still stacking to the top of Green Tree Hill ahead of the Fort Pitt tunnels. If you're heading out toward the airport, that ride is a decent one. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
So I have taken family and friends personally to the offices of John Perry at Rosen and Perry. Why? Well, with medical malpractice cases, they have doctors on staff to answer your questions. They have some of the biggest, this is a fact, settlements in the history of this region. Fact. They care, man. They care big time. John Perry at Rosen and Perry, one of the best attorneys in America. 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200. Rosen and Perry.
Have you ever thought about joining a credit union? There are plenty of great benefits and perks. Hi, it's Dan Zangrilli. Some think that you have to be part of a club or know someone to get in. Not the case. At Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union, you simply need to live, work, or worship in Allegheny, Butler, or Beaver counties, and you're eligible to join for just $5. Unlock the great rewards of a credit union. Shape your future with Allegiant Community Federal Credit Union. Federally insured by the NCUA. Visit AllegiantFCU.org to get started today.
So, the best tree service, the best, most highly trained, the best pricing, the safest, the most reliable, the most professional, and they do free tree service for veterans, World War II veterans. They're the most amazing people I ever met. My man Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service. I'm telling you, branches, trees, you name it, the biggest jobs and the smallest jobs. 412-415-7331. 412-415-7331. Call them.
Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, it's Tech Vibe Radio. Join hosts Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting from the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Huntington Bank Studios as they bring you a front row seat to Pittsburgh's tech sector.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
I'm Andy Robb with your Lowe's Weekend Weather Update. A beautiful weekend on tap kicks off Saturday. Plenty of sunshine with highs in the low to mid-70s. Saturday night, mainly clear, a bit chilly with lows in the low to mid-40s. And on Sunday, another beautiful day, mostly sunny, highs in the low to mid-70s. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get our home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get our team's expertise anytime.
CBS Eye on Veterans from ConnectingVets.com. Army veteran Drew Hanna from the veteran-led Team Rubicon Disaster Relief Organization shares some important thoughts for all of us to remember when donating to help those impacted by the recent hurricanes.
There's a saying, and that's cash is king, and so we always encourage folks to donate to vetted and valid organizations. You know, there's a million GoFundMes that pop up. And some of them are probably true and are heart-wrenching, and some of them might be folks who are trying to take advantage of people who have gone through an awful experience. It's impossible to tell the difference.
You can help by making a donation at TeamRubiconUSA.org.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
What happened in Squirrel Hill has me thinking back about 6 months ago to my friend Michael Jacobs, his business. He has a unbelievable construction company, home remodeling, probably the best I've ever seen. Probably the best work I've ever seen. And he put a couple signs up in front of his business supporting Israel. And when those signs were placed, vandals came by, tried to break out massive windows in front of his business, and then destroyed one of his trucks. And it broke his heart, man. He's Jewish. He has 8 kids, moved here from Los Angeles, sold a film company, quite frankly, a very successful film company, to come to Pittsburgh to find peace, honestly. Didn't want to raise his family in L.A. Wanted, honestly, literally put a pin on a map and said, Pittsburgh is it. Since he moved here, and they're blocks away from where the Tree of Life shooting happened, and then his business was attacked. And then politicians here locally signed off on a petition. This outraged them, too. And folks, I'm sure you remember this, that the city would prohibit any funding toward any business that had anything to do with Israel, considered by many Jewish leaders in this town and men like Michael Jacobs, ruining his business and scaring the hell out of his family, quite frankly. This wave of attacks on Jews in our town. You know, growing up here, I always thought Pittsburgh was different. I always thought Pittsburgh was special, and it's the reason why Michael Jacobs came here and has 8 kids here, and they're living in Squirrel Hill right now. He's an amazing, amazing man, but I'll tell you right now, his spirit has been tested. His faith has been tested. I can't explain hate against Jews, but what happens is people connect the dots and hate Jews because they love Palestinians. This has happened time and time again across America and a number of times here in Pittsburgh. And it incensed, quite frankly, high-powered political leaders all the way up to the governor's office, quite frankly, when the mayor, when Sarah Namarato and Summer Lee signed a letter, in essence saying, yes, we feel bad about what happened on October 7th, where nearly 2,000 Jews were executed in Israel. However, we also got to respect the fact that Palestinians are being killed. Men and women at very high levels, including the governor, incensed with the timing of that letter and a compilation of things out there in mainstream media attacking Jews. So it comes as no surprise that the number of attacks on Jews in America has risen by more than 400% in the last year. It comes as no surprise that for the first time, my Jewish friends in Pittsburgh are afraid. One of my closest friends, Jeff Cohen, he's like my brother, for the first time says, Griff, I'm glad there are cops at the JCC. What? Now you can't go to a gym and work out without thinking someone could come in here and kill us all. That fear exists. And to imagine that someone took this plaque, and this plaque names every single person killed in the Tree of Life shooting, that's not a fluke. It was intentional and malicious. And if you folks know anything about it, and if we can help in any way, you can remain anonymous, but we'll get it done. You can email me, getmarty@kdkradio.com. Getmarty@kdkradio.com. I led off the show with this today because I think that if my Jewish friends live in fear, then we should all join forces with them so that they feel safe. Because they're our friends and our family. And they've created an amazing, amazing Jewish community here that's now under attack. There have been more attacks on Jews in Pittsburgh in the last year than any time in history outside of the Tree of Life massacre. It's that bad. It's that unstable. And it's frightening as hell. And I implore Pittsburgh police, by the way, with the attacks on Michael Jacobs' business, no one was ever arrested. No one. No one ever brought to justice. I implore Pittsburgh police to make certain that whoever did this to this plaque and made this gesture that they hate Jews be made an example of when they're caught. And if we can do anything to help, please let us know. Get Marty at KDKRadio.com.
California Psychics is the real deal. They helped me out, totally changed my attitude, totally got me psyched to start my business and to take a new path in my life.
At California Psychics, we only connect our customers with the best. We reject 98% of the psychics who apply to us, so we guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. New customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. So experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
Allegheny County is looking for poll workers to work the election November 5th. Poll workers earn $150 to $175 for the day, plus paid training. For more information and to apply, visit AlleghenyVotes.com. That's AlleghenyVotes.com.
I'm with Rocco Florio of Air Pro Heating and Cooling, a trusted HVAC company that carries quality Bryant products and serves the entire Pittsburgh area. Rocco, what's up on prices for furnaces and air conditioning equipment?
Larry, it's best for people to purchase now, as equipment prices are going up in the coming months. AirPro takes pride in our prices. We are lower than the competition and provide financing options and long warranties.
Call AirPro Heating and Cooling today at 800-749-0642. Bryant, whatever it takes.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 48 and sunny at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The Secret Service has become bureaucratic and complacent and should be restructured. That is the conclusion of a harsh new report from an independent panel. Here's CBS's Christopher Cruz.
The review was prompted by the near assassination of former President Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. It identified what it describes as systemic issues within the Secret Service and warns that without fundamental reform, another Butler can and will happen. In addition to a restructuring, the panel recommends the appointment of a new leadership team from outside the Secret Service and a refocusing of its operations and personnel around its presidential protective mission.
Like other reports, the bipartisan panel zeroed in on the failure to secure the AGR building and also multiple communications problems. Boxing champion Paul Spadafora is expected to make a full recovery. That's the word from his wife in an interview with the Tribune-Review. The former IBF lightweight champ is in a Las Vegas hospital after being attacked by a dog. Nadine Spadafora said the attack severed an artery in his left arm, which was repaired during surgery. Paul is no longer on a ventilator and is in stable condition at Sunrise Hospital and Medical Center. The number of guns intercepted by TSA at Pittsburgh International has reached 36. This time, a Munhall woman brought a 9mm handgun to the security checkpoint on Wednesday morning. It was loaded with 12 bullets and found inside a carry-on bag. At the current rate, 2024 will be a record year for people taking their guns to the airport. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 95 points at 43,173. The Nasdaq is ahead 75. The S&P is up 14. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:31. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh, News Radio KDKA.
Look, Julian Gray and I became good friends when my parents passed. And in those difficult times, I'll tell you what he did. He got us through it. Seriously, with estate planning, unbelievable. With managing the taxes, unbelievable. With a will, unbelievable. This is what they do. Folks, they're certified elder law attorneys, and they are committed to helping you with legal issues and protecting your family. Julian Gray is the best I've ever known. I have gone in his office in a frenzy, worried about taxes, about the estate, about how to manage money, about how to manage my future. And Julian Gray and his people answer those questions. They're the best going. GrayOuterlaw.com, GrayOuterlaw.com, 412-458-6000, 412-458-6000. The best.
It's happening here in Pennsylvania. Sanctuary cities are releasing violent illegal immigrants onto our streets with the help of Bob Casey. Casey voted repeatedly to fund these dangerous sanctuary cities. Casey's policy let more illegals, more criminals loose in our neighborhoods, making our families less safe. Worse, instead of deporting criminal illegals, Casey voted to give them amnesty. Casey's amnesty would give illegal immigrants your Social Security and Medicare. That's right, Casey would give your benefits to illegals, but he'd also make you pay more. Casey voted for higher taxes on seniors' Social Security benefits. Seniors can't afford higher taxes? Bob Casey, taxing you to pay illegals. It's just another Casey con job. It's time for a change. It's time to fire Bob Casey. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Safety, security, and comfort at home starts with a good roof over your head. Need a new roof? Choose the region's roofing leader, NASCO. While fall is here, NASCO works and plans year-round, and roofs are all they do. They're experts. They've got an A-plus rating. NASCO exceeds expectations with superior work and service and a lifetime roof warranty. Special financing available. Call NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000. NASCO Roofing, NASCO.
Want to keep your gas-powered engines running like new? Stable's proprietary formulas are proven by third-party testing to outperform the competition in keeping fuel fresh, preventing corrosion, and cleaning the entire fuel system. With Stable, you can have confidence you are doing the right thing for your engine's long-term health. Just pour into your gas can or fuel tank, then top off with fresh fuel. At every fill-up or when you store, start with Stable. Available where fuel additives are sold.
Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. That's why our Lowe's Red Vest associates can help with game time decisions. Plus, use in-store mode on the Lowe's app to find what you need. Under pressure at home and want it soon? Order online by 2 p.m. to get it same day. Same day valid on eligible in-stock items in select zip codes only. Subject to driver availability. Fees vary based on purchase. Exclusions and more terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Good morning, Ellen Gamble.
Good morning, Marty. The morning is getting a little bit better here as you try to travel on southbound I-79. Earlier, we had an accident down near the Hendersonville exit, and that has been cleared, but you still have some residual delays, especially after you pass the Bridgeville exit, so plan accordingly there. We have some crews doing some sign repair work until about 3 p.m. in the median as you approach the Millvale interchange on southbound 28. Right now, you're getting in line right before the Route 8 exit, all the way down past that lane pinch. Parkway West inbound is stacking on the front side of Green Tree Hill as you head for the Fort Pitt tunnels, and you still have some delays on the Parkway East inbound right around Edgewood Swissvale ahead of the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be mostly cloudy, rather windy, and much cooler than it has been of late, with a couple of showers moving through, the high just 53. Remaining mostly cloudy tonight with a shower, low 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
So when I went to physical, and it's a physical therapy joint in Monroeville for balance for me personally. It's really changed everything about my balance. I couldn't do rock climbing. I can now. I felt uneasy coming downstairs in the morning. I feel great now. I'm serious. It's amazing what they do at Physical. Physical. Physical, 412-457-8200. It's in Monroeville, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Physical, 412-457-8200.
Tune in to 1020 KDKA Radio for Medical Frontiers with Dr. Gerald Pfeiffer from the Allegheny Health Network every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Dr. Pfeiffer and his special guests will cover the information that you want to know about your health and the latest trends in medicine.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Thursday, we've made it. Big weekend ahead. Start to kind of look forward to that. Trump coming to the Steeler game, and, man, we just continue to talk about this presidential race. I'll be here 2 to 6. We'll talk right here, KDK.
Look, evidence is mounting, and I've said this before. I respect the hell out of the political courage of people like Sam DeMarco, who's a Republican, so it's easier for him to take on a Democratic idea to raise county taxes by 50%. But Pat Catena is the county council president and a Democrat, so he's taking some heat internally over this, but he's done the right thing in trying to get this tax increase that Sarah Inamorado proposed out of the blue to many of us, trying to get it taken off the books, and for good reason, sending a letter this morning that kind of reaffirms Pat's position that this is not a good idea right now in Allegheny County. Good morning, Pat. How are you, sir?
Good morning, Marty. How are you this morning? Thank you for having me.
Hey, Pat, this letter kind of reaffirms your concern that a tax increase of this size would just hurt Allegheny County, does it not, sir?
It does. It's actually a letter from the Board of Commissioners of North Fayette Township. They obviously represent about 16,000 people out there in North Fayette, and they unanimously opposed the tax increase, this 2.2% tax increase in Allegheny County, which I've said from the beginning is just too much of a burden on the residents of the county. I mean, they can't afford it.
And this letter pretty much lays that out, does it not, Pat?
It does. It's very clear. Very concise. It's a resolution that they adopted, and they're actually encouraging other municipalities to do the same.
Because they want this to go away.
They do.
Pat, was this misguided?
I think I believe the county executive is currently looking at everything that's currently out there, and the county is having some serious financial headwinds. But trying to put a 2.2 mil increase out there, is realistically just too much when, like I've said before, the prices at the pump, the prices at the grocery store, people are struggling. I mean, I don't want to tax anyone out of their homes, especially seniors on fixed incomes that have prescriptions that can't afford to pay an additional $100, $200, $300, $400 a year when money's already tight. I mean, that's just way too much of a burden on the residents.
So this letter from the Township of North Fayette. Dear Councilman Catena, on Tuesday, October 8th, 2024, the Board of Supervisors passed resolution number 107-24, a resolution firmly opposing any hike in the county's real estate tax millage rate. Did they know this was coming, Pat, or did this kind of was a slap in the face to them too, sir?
No. I mean, nobody really knew this was coming. The 2.2 increase. Well, I mean, we had a little bit. Council had a little bit prior notice, a few days, but it's just like I said, 2.2% or 2.2% mill increase, close to a. I mean, I know it's 46.5%, but in my opinion, we might as well just say 50. A 50% increase, and your local in your county taxes. I mean, how do people afford that? I mean, it's hard.
Bethany Hallam has carried the water, quite frankly, for Sarah on this, suggesting that you're wrong, saying this is not dead on arrival. Have you had direct conversations with Sarah Innamorato about the fact that she doesn't have the support to get this passed, sir?
No.
You haven't?
Our budget office is working with their budget office, trying to see if there's any compromise that can be had. But 2.2, there's not the votes there for a 2.2. 6 members. It takes 10 to basically get this done. 6 members have now come out publicly against this. So with me saying it's dead on arrival, I don't know what votes Bethany's counting, but 6 members have already opposed this, and that puts us under the 10 threshold.
Hey, I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but there has been a certain lack of communication in that you have not heard from Sarah. Since you said this was DOA, sir, you haven't heard from her, not one word.
No.
And you're the president of county council.
I am.
Yeah. Is that frustrating to you, sir? Does that make sense to you, sir, that there's no communication? It doesn't, does it, Pat? That's why you're laughing.
Yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, but I'm hopeful that we can still work together to try to get something accomplished at the end of the day. Nobody wants advocacy. Everyone's sick of the negativity and the fighting, politics fighting, whether it's Democrat on Democrat. I mean, we all need to work together to move everything forwards, and that's what I'm hoping at the end of the day happens. I mean, that's really what we all need to work together to move Allegheny County and the city of Pittsburgh forwards. It's that simple.
So I'm told she's mad at you. Isn't that kind of silly? This isn't about who's mad at who. This is about
it's politics.
What?
It's politics. I mean, she's got a job to do, and I got a job to do. My job is to protect the residents of Allegheny County from a 2.2 mil increase. I mean, her job is to basically try to protect core services. I mean, I want to protect core services too, but I don't want to put an undue hardship on the residents of Allegheny County.
Boom. Just saying. Seems to me that. But you do have, with all due respect to the process, there is an $80 million deficit. That's no joke, is it, Pat?
No, that's not a joke. That's accurate, 100% accurate.
And what I don't like is they want to blame this on Rich Fitzgerald, that it's his fault. Is that fair?
I'm not going to get into the blame game at this point in time. I mean, it's the problem is we're faced with a deficit. I mean, we need to deal with it right now. I mean, it doesn't matter who we blame. Like I said before, we could blame Rich Fitzgerald. We could blame County Executive Innamorato. We can even blame County Council for that matter.
We can blame the economy. The drink tax revenue's down. The sales tax revenue's down. Right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. Brad revenue's down. Yeah.
Hey, Pat, I appreciate the hell out of 2 things: your honesty and your leadership. Thanks, my man.
Thank you very much, Marty.
All right, man. I love him. I love the fact that he's frank. Here's my issue with Sarah, and I'm going to be blunt with you. We broke this story. That irritated them, and I'll tell you why it irritated them. They considered it petty, and I'm being frank with you. They considered it petty that county council members came to me before this was made public and were shocked by this increase. I don't think it's petty. I think they are trying to catch the elephant before it entered the room, to be blunt. Then I'm being honest with you. She has a fantastic press person, Abby. She was irritated with me because when we broke this story, we misspelled Sarah's name. That's what irritated them. Not the massive tax increase, not the blowback and pushback, not the fact that they can't do this now in this economy. They were mad that Sarah's name was misspelled on one post on X. And I heard about it for 3 damn days. And we haven't heard one word from Sarah since. She doesn't know me anything. But I would imagine it would make sense that she would want to talk to the president of county council, considering now there are 6 against. And this bad boy is DOA. That would be dead on arrival. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, good morning.
Good morning, Marty. And the morning is going to cost you some extra time if your travels take you on southbound 28. We have some daylight work crews. They're doing some sign repair in the center median on 28 southbound. So things are down to a single lane near the Millvale exit. They'll be there until 3 today. And right now, the delays greet you before the Route 8 exit as you try to get past that construction zone scene. So do leave extra time there. The northbound ride on 28 is fine. Southbound on Route 51, we have very heavy traffic approaching the intersection with Edgebrook Avenue. Northbound behind the Liberty Tunnels, you're doing fine, though. Inbound Parkway West headed to downtown is stacking on the front side of Green Tree Hill into the Fort Pitt Tunnels, and you'll line up on the Parkway East inbound right around Edgewood Swissvale. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Putting on the uniform after being sidelined? What a feeling. You've spent hours icing, stretching, rehabbing, and now AHN Sports Medicine has you back on the field. Your injury is a distant memory, your speed back in full force, and your ball skills have never looked so good. You're back at your best. Maybe better than your best. Go next level at ahn.org/sportsmed.
Went to high school with Bob Tootie from Tootie Mechanical. So I've known him, 40 plus years? His business is insane. Tootie Mechanical. The service is unbelievable. The professionalism is unbelievable. And the help, man, they've put 400 free furnaces in homes. Tootie Mechanical is the best for HVAC I've ever seen in my career. They're amazing people, amazing service. Tootie, 412-771-4100. Call them.
Look out! Here comes Wrong Way Rob Matzy. Always flying the wrong way. Matzy sent millions of your tax dollars to Philadelphia. While here in Beaver County, we needed help. In fact, Rob Matzy votes 99% of the time with the woke Philadelphia liberals. And Rob Matzy's not lying straight when it comes to our values. Rob Matzy voted to make it easier to let violent criminals back on the street. Matzy even voted to let biological males on girls' sports teams and in their locker rooms. With Wrong Way Rob Matzy in the cockpit, it's all left wing. Rob Matzy doesn't share our values anymore. A lifetime on the taxpayer dime made him forget where he's from. To Rob Matzy, Beaver County's just flyover country. But there's hope. Michael Parrish shares our values. He'll fight for jobs, lower taxes, and make life affordable again. Michael Parrish, he shares our values. One of us for a change.
Paid for by HRCC, authorized by Michael Parrish.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard. Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I ended up going to a dentist, and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found the Brooks Night Guard. You mold it at home to the top or bottom teeth. Other mouth guards go all the way to the back, which allows the back teeth to touch. This is where most of the grinding and clenching occurs. The Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Order your Brooks Night Guard today and get 10% off plus free shipping. Go to brooksnightguard.com and enter the code BROOKS91. That's BRUX91. Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1, those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2, we now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3,
when can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
I voted for Donald Trump in 2016 and 2020. Now, for the first time in my life, I'm voting for a Democrat. And the reason for that all started on January 6th when Trump tried to overthrow the government. I don't agree with everything that the Democrats want to do, but I know they don't want to overthrow the government. And it's really that simple. I believe in my democracy. I believe in my country. And it's country over party.
Republican Accountability PAC, Inc., paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. ra-pac.org.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Edie from California asks, I need help figuring out how to teach my 21-year-old daughter to stick to her budget. I've asked her numerous times to put half of the money that she earns from her job into savings. She's a shopper and likes to eat out with her friends a lot. My husband and I have about 12 more years until we want to retire, and she's draining us. Any advice? This is a tough one, Edie. At some point, you're going to have to cut her off. Right now, she knows that you're there to bail her out, so maybe you'll create a deadline for when the help will stop. And it's crucial that both you and your husband are aligned on this decision.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020.
KDKA.
Next hour, Pittsburgh public schools are a hot mess. Have been for decades. Seems like all we ever hear out of there is bad news. Now they want to shut down as many as, 14, 15 schools, and they say they could shut down 40 and it wouldn't fix it. It's that bad. Test scores are declining. Student population is declining. We're going to talk to an insider. Is this district salvageable? Is it? No, really. You know, there's this narrative, and I'm not saying it's my narrative because I've seen wonderful things out of that school district at certain schools. And quite frankly, I have friends and family that teach there. They have amazing teachers. They have amazing parents and amazing students to a degree. Some of those schools are an insane crap show that you wouldn't believe what happens every day. You just wouldn't. We're going to get into some of that. We're going to also talk about this Secret Service report with the best in the business, Ron Layton. And we're going to talk about Kamala Harris and Fox last night. I watched it. Okay. I'm kind of tired of all of them, quite frankly. The talking points, the rhetoric, the back and forth. But she did it and they did it, and we'll talk about it. Meantime, my brother Jim, how long were you in county council?
Oh, more than a decade, Marty.
Was this the most ill-advised tax increase you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah, completely. What's interesting, and the other councilman will tell you, I'm the only councilman in history who's ever been a councilman and who has run a department for the county. So I have a unique perspective on the whole thing.
So my amateur view of this, brother, and I'm an amateur and you're the pro, is that why the hell didn't she know that this was a train wreck? Because it is a train wreck. And any idiot, I'm not saying she's an idiot, but a simpleton, I'm not saying she's a simpleton, would know that this is going to go off like a fart in a bathtub. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, she does. But see, what's happened here, Marty, is the chief executive is in a political dilemma. And what I mean by that is she's made lots of promises to her progressive wing. And one thing about them, if you don't do what they say, they'll turn on you as they did Bill Peduto. So this is where she's at. She thinks, well, you know what? We could just shove it down their throat. They won't say anything. And that's where we're at here.
Yeah, but does it make sense, though, that Pat Catena is her president? She hasn't spoken to him since this horrible idea was brought to the public. Not one word. Is she pouting?
No.
Is that what we're doing here?
Pretty much. You see, the thing about Pat, Pat's a reasonable guy.
Yeah, it seems like it.
And she don't want to talk about reason. She has to give that $60 million promise to the progressive wing of the party, or she's going to have problems in her own backyard. So she's chips ahoy. She's going straight through, and she has no other choice politically.
This is a rhetorical question that you might not have an answer for, and it's just a guess from all of us. Will the public accept some sort of increase? Because I don't think she can reasonably cut $80 million from a budget.
Here's the thing. You know, the voters of Allegheny County are usually pretty mellow until you get in their wallet.
Right.
She has to explain what she will do on her side of the plate for people to accept a small increase in taxes. And what I mean by that is wage freezes, you know, possible layoffs, mergers of departments. She's got to show effort on her part that there's no other choice. And so far, she's done nothing but give lip service to the people, and believe me, they're angry.
Thanks, brother. My man speaks the truth. We haven't heard one word from her. She doesn't owe us anything, but she owes you a lot. A lot.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Natural disasters happen every year. Fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. And with that, your most important moments recorded on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm could all be gone in an instant. Cherished moments like your wedding, baby's first steps, family trips to Yellowstone, lost. Enter Legacy Box. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box protects your irreplaceable memories from the threat of natural disaster by digitally preserving them onto thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud, so they're safe forever. Legacy Box is the safest and easiest way to preserve your past, which is why it's been trusted by over 1 million families. Send Legacy Box your home movies, photos, and film. Their team of trained professionals will do the rest right here in the U.S. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering radio listeners an incredible 50% off. Go to legacybox.com/value and save 50% when you digitize your memories. That's legacybox.com/value.
Well, my friends at Coit, they got the coolest deal happening right now. This is an amazing fall clean sale. Check this out. Save 35% off all Coit services, carpets, rugs, drapes, much more. I had them in my house. Matt and Bill were amazing. They've been with Coit more than 20 years. Did insane work on our house. No one cleans homes better than Coit. Right now, call 35% off all Coit services. 35% off. 1-800-FOR-COIT. 1-800-FOR-COIT. Coit, Pittsburgh's premier cleaning. Man, I've been through a cancer battle, and UPMC saved my life, and it's just the truth, and I rave about them. In a very, very difficult time historically in healthcare, in a very, very stressful time for patients, doctors, staff, everybody involved, it ain't easy. But my sister is going through pancreatic cancer treatment at UPMC Hillman, and every single day runs into very, very stressful situations, and every single day they handle it in an amazing way at UPMC. They handle it like no one else handles it. UPMC, life-changing, life-saving information, lifetime of helping people. I love it.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 51 and mostly sunny. At 11 o'clock, I'm Paul Rasmussen. Our top story at this hour, a report recently released this morning about the first attempt on former President Donald Trump's life finds the Secret Service requires fundamental reform and has systemic issues to address with urgency. CBS's Nicole Skanga has more on the Independent Review Board report.
There are a series of issues outlined in this blistering 35-page report. In a letter to the DHS secretary, the bipartisan panel of former Homeland Security officials warning that without fundamental reform, they believe another Butler can and will happen.
The panel said the Secret Service needs new outside leadership and a renewed focus on its core protective mission. City officials are shutting down downtown's oldest homeless camp after months of drug sales, garbage, and unsanitary conditions. Police raided the camp on Grand Street months ago and arrested suspected dealers, but public safety says outsiders continued to sell drugs there. On Wednesday, outreach workers loaded vans with people's possessions, taking what they had to the shelters. Next, city crews will move in to clean up what's left behind. The city of Pittsburgh is a step closer to cracking down on residents for garbage violations. With more on that, here's News Radio KDKA's David Bollerato.
Our city is filthy.
City Council member Bob Charlin says that's why he and his colleagues are looking to crack down on people who leave their garbage out even though trash pickup day is nowhere near. Like one of his neighbors whose garbage is always out.
You know, I watched the biggest raccoon I've ever seen eating out of it last night.
Council has passed an amendment to existing laws to tighten definitions about what is and isn't allowed. The measure would also crack down on people who put regular garbage in with their recyclables. He expects Council to pass the changes on Tuesday, and if signed by the mayor, would begin enforcement and fines starting next year. David Bollerato, News Radio, KDKA.
Near this hour, Pittsburgh police are asking for help in finding a 30-year-old man who hasn't been seen since October 9th at the Cedar Avenue Giant Eagle on the north side. David Schmidt is white. He's 5'7", weighs 140 pounds, with brown hair, brown eyes, and a beard. And he was wearing a black shirt and blue jeans with a red and black check hoodie with no zipper. David Schmidt is often in the Troy Hill, Spring Hill, and East Allegheny areas. A 26-year-old woman died after being struck by a vehicle last night in Jefferson Hills. The incident happened around 7:30 p.m. near the Shop and Go Deli on Route 837. The medical examiner's office says 26-year-old Jessica Schrader died at a hospital. It's unclear if the driver of the vehicle stayed at the scene or if any charges will be filed. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 84 points at 43,162. The Nasdaq is up 31 points and the S&P is up 4. KDKA Sports, Broncos Saints at New Orleans on Thursday Night Football. In the ALCS, the Yankees visit Cleveland and the Dodgers and Mets play at New York in the NLCS. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick, your roofer with thousands of five-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. Time to save money at Blueberry Pharmacy in the North Hills. Log on and compare their prescription prices. It's 51 and mostly sunny in Pittsburgh. AAA traffic in the AccuWeather forecast next.
We all want more. More laughs. More hangouts. More, this is the best takeout ever. Excuse me. But if you're 75 or older or 60 or older with certain health conditions, you've also got more risk of getting seriously sick from RSV. But an RSV vaccine lowers your risk, so you can keep doing more of the stuff
you love.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Risk less, do more. Get started at vaccines.gov.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service, bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, loans and no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, good morning. What's up?
Oh, good morning, Marty. The accidents keep on coming here. It's been a busy one for them. We do have one on the scene. Crews, rather, headed to the scene in Springdale. We'll get it straight here. Pittsburgh Street near the intersection with Rosa Street, so do watch out for that. We have eyes out over the Parkway East with our PennDOT camera, Parkway West, with the PennDOT cameras, and this is near the Ridge Road exit, so it's a westbound accident, an outbound accident toward the airport. In that area, we do have a fire engine on the scene and other crews, and you're sneaking by just in a single lane of traffic. It backs traffic almost to the I-79 interchange as you're headed out toward the airport this morning, so do leave extra time if that's your way. Right now, the inbound ride toward town, it also slows past that accident scene, and then once you get before those Fort Pitt tunnels, you're backing at the top of Green Tree Hill. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Lots of clouds for the rest of today. Windy at times and much cooler than yesterday with a couple of showers, the high only 53. Tonight, mostly cloudy and chilly with a shower, the low 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Hey everyone, Bob Pompiani here from MetaConnect. You know, I have a couple of years before I turn 65, but it's important to have a solid game plan in place. There are over 70 different Medicare plans offered in this region. To discuss which plan is right for you, call the top-rated experts at MetaConnect. It's a free service. Picking the right Medicare plan is something you don't want to fumble. 888-818-6334 or check out their website at metaconnectinsurance.com and tell them Bob Pompiani sent you.
Tune in to 1020 KDKA Radio for Medical Frontiers with Dr. Gerald Pfeiffer from the Allegheny Health Network every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Dr. Pfeiffer and his special guests will cover the information that you want to know about your health and the latest trends in medicine.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's tough with any urban school district. It just is. And I'm not making excuses, but it's an American crisis. And Pittsburgh is no different. They struggle with the fact that they got a declining district. They struggle with they have a declining tax base, quite frankly. They struggle with a significant number of kids that are poor, quite frankly. And it's not easy. And at the end of the day, with all those various struggles, check this out. 79% of the kids are on free or reduced price lunch. I am not picking on those kids. I'm just suggesting that you got a lot of poor kids in a lot of poor communities whose struggles start at home and carry over into a school district that struggles daily. Student population of around 18,000. When I was a kid, it was about 40,000. Planning to close about 14 schools. I'm told they could close even more. But I'm also told that when you do that, you got to eliminate staff. And no one wants to talk about that. It is tough. And it is difficult. One of the folks I always go to for optimism and hope and possible solutions is my man James Fogarty with A+ Schools. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, Marty. How are you doing?
It is a grind, isn't it, in many urban districts around the country, not just Pittsburgh, sir?
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I mean, you're looking at a system that, again, as you grow suburban, exurban communities, some of those folks move, right? And we saw in the pandemic, a loss of about 1,000 students as districts opened up outside of the city and our city schools were closed, right? And so families made choices. They made tough choices. I had many neighbors that moved down to Mount Lebanon, that were moving because the school system was open and did not want to keep their children out of school or doing online learning anymore. And so for those that had the means, that caused a big challenge. And so the system knows that status quo isn't working either. And so I think, we're not really taking a position on this exact plan right now, but we are hopeful that, over the next couple months, we can make some decisions that will lead to greater probabilities that kids will get what they need and be successful in school.
You said something significant as hell. And I got to be blunt with you because I grew up here and I know this town. It becomes this. Anywhere but Pittsburgh. What you just said is so poignant. Hell with it. I'm going to Mount Lebanon. Hell with it. I'm going to Upper St. Clair. Hell with it. I'm going to a charter school. And that is so dangerous when you're trying to preserve a public school system in the city, is it not, sir?
Yeah. I mean, it's, and again, those individual choices, no parent is wrong for making the best choice they can for their child and for their family, right? And so, I'm not here to say that those choices were wrong, but unless we, as a community here in Pittsburgh, in the city of Pittsburgh, say we care about the kids that are here, that are in our schools today, and we're going to do something to give them a better chance and do something to give our staffs, more opportunities and supports, right? Because as you look at the challenges, one of the challenges we have, especially in our buildings where poverty is concentrated, enrollments start to go down, so you have less staff, but your issues don't go away. And so you have challenging issues, whether it's students with disabilities or just, the stresses of living in poverty in America, right? The trauma that kids experience on the streets, violence, right? So all of that compounds in buildings where we put concentrated poverty. And, we have a bunch of schools that are small that have concentrated poverty. And so how do we address that challenge? And I give Dr. Walters and the board a lot of credit for saying, what we're doing right now isn't working for kids, especially kids in our neighborhoods that are struggling the most.
Yeah.
And look, there is no perfect answer here.
No.
There is good, there's maybe a little better, but there's not like a great solution here. And I think what you're seeing from the community, I give the community a lot of credit, right? Some families saying, hey, can we throw out some different ideas about what to do? A lot of people participated in these community conversations, right? And they changed consultants really adjusted their plans based on the feedback they got. Now, I know there are plenty of people who are like, this is still going to cause too much harm. And look, I hear that. And one of the things that our organization is trying to do is, regardless of what ends up happening, that we are set up and we rally the community organizations here to help all the kids and families with the transitions. Because none of this is going to be easy. And the district alone isn't going to be able to make sure that they're communicating enough with families, right? So we got to help them out. And we got to make sure that there are additional resources, things that help bring joy in the time that's going to be tough when those transitions are happening.
There's such a disparity, man. It just kind of makes my heart ache. So Pittsburgh Kappa, I'm just throwing you out some numbers, and you know this stuff. This is my man James Fogarty with A+ Schools. I love him. Pittsburgh Kappa ranked 8 in Pennsylvania by U.S. News and World Report. Now, that's pretty cool. right?
Yeah.
Right.
It's the number one high school in our region.
Right on.
By U.S. News and World Report.
Pittsburgh Colfax rated 421st. So you have, as you mentioned, brother, the Great Divide. And it's scary when you try and connect the dots there because a lot of folks say you cannot. Can you?
I think you can, right? Let me give you, I mean, look, if we can.
You know what I'm saying, though, right? With those two numbers, that kind of hits you right in the heart, does it not? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, of course, right? And, you know, part of what we have to do is complicate our thinking about education. Yes, there is great instruction and programming happening at Kappa.
There is.
And the number of kids living in poverty at that school is less than 25%.
Right on.
The number of kids with disabilities is under 10%.
And by the way,
right?
a lot of those kids pay scholarship to go there. It's that good. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the challenge is, right, and Kappa's free. It's a free public school for Pittsburgh residents, but we do have communities, suburban communities, paying tuition, right? Families paying tuition to go to Kappa. Right?
Yeah, it's true, man.
And look, that's a positive fact. And
It
Dr.
is.
Walters has talked about this. The superintendent has talked about this as we have pockets of excellence, but we don't have excellence across the board.
We don't.
And so how do we get to excellence across the board? Well, it also means looking at, you know, we have 43 school systems in this county. Some are amazing, but if you look at the demographics, they're also relying on the community's wealth to provide extra supports and fill the backpacks of kids.
Can you hang?
Right? I think
Can you
North
hang,
Allegheny
James? Can you hang for a
School
minute?
Foundation has.
Can you hang out?
Go ahead.
All right, man. I got to take a break.
Yeah, I can hang out.
I love him.
Okay, sorry.
We'll be right back.
Thanks, Marty.
All right. It's important stuff. I mean, it's the future of the region, man. You can't just say to hell with Pittsburgh Public Schools. You can't. And I love the superintendent and his attitude and his enthusiasm and passion and compassion. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Ellen Campbell, what's up?
All right, Marty, this outbound Parkway West is what's up, and it's a bit of a mess here. So if you're traveling out toward the airport this afternoon, or heading into the afternoon, rather, you need to leave a lot of extra time. You're going to be backed up in the I-79 interchange as you head out past an accident that is near the Ridge Road exit. So we have you getting by in one lane of travel. We have police and fire crews on the scene there, and it is a very heavy delay. The inbound ride is also getting some delays past that accident scene as well. Once you get past that and get toward the top of Green Tree Hill, that's where you're getting in line as you head for those Fort Pitt tunnels. 28 southbound is heavy right now between the 40th Street Bridge and the 31st Street Bridge as we head down toward the North Shore, and you're lining up on the Parkway East inbound between Edgewood, Swissvale, and the Squirrel Hill tunnels. With AAA Traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
So, the best tree service, the best, most highly trained, the best pricing, the safest, the most reliable, the most professional, and they do free tree service for veterans, World War II veterans. They're the most amazing people I ever met. My man Carlos. Greater Pitt Tree Service. I'm telling you, branches, trees, you name it. The biggest jobs and the smallest jobs. 412-415-7331. 412-415-7331. Call them.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Is thinning hair or a receding hairline making you self-conscious? Try Hair Grow by New Nordic. Millions of men and women around the world trust Hair Grow. With its patented tocotrienol complex, Hair Grow naturally reduces inflammation in the scalp and is clinically proven to promote new hair growth and increase hair count in as little as 4 months. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start looking and feeling your best with Hair Grow. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
Rita, Jorge, let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Tell you what, I'm serious about this. Some of the best Italian food I've ever had in my life. And I mean, I'm an old guy. This restaurant in Oakmont, Michael A's, whoo, slamming, folks, slamming. 9.9 on a scale of 10. Seriously, Michael A's, Oakmont, homemade, handcrafted Italian. I'm telling you, it'll be the best you've ever eaten. Michael A's, Oakmont.
Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA, it's Tech Vibe Radio. Join hosts Audrey Russo and Jonathan Kirsting from the Pittsburgh Technology Council's Huntington Bank Studios as they bring you a front row seat to Pittsburgh's tech sector.
What are the 3 E's of weight loss? This is Dr. Bridget Schufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. We're going to make the 3 E's of weight loss into fruition. Easy. The program itself is extremely easy. Second, enjoyable. You can live an enjoyable life within your lifestyle and still lose weight. And the third is exciting. You achieving your wellness goals. 1-800-900-THIN.
It's back. That's right. 0% financing is here. Shop the Shorkey Kia Fall Kickoff. Go green in a new 24 Kia EV6 or EV9. Both available with low 0% financing. Offering great price, value, and warranty is what we do. Your deal, your way. What a great day. PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, ShorkeyKia.com. With approved credit, not all buyers will qualify. May require financing through Kia Motors Finance. Based on December 2023 sales volume in Pennsylvania. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 10/31/24.
Centimark provides solutions for commercial roofing and flooring needs, re-roofing to roof repairs to concrete polishing and traffic solutions. While roofing and flooring is the business, giving back to the community is Centimark's commitment. 724-514-8700.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Talking about Pittsburgh Public Schools. We could be having this conversation in Philadelphia, quite frankly. Chicago, New York, L.A., Los Angeles, just at different levels. Dallas, I was in Dallas. Same issues, crisis. And the truth is, folks, you don't want to hear this, but you combine really, really, really poor kids who come from vast majority single-parent households, and life's a bitch. And I'm not trying to be rude or vulgar, but it is. And so education is a bitch. I'm not trying to be vulgar or rude, but it is. It's a lot of heavy lifting, and it's a lot harder, and I'm just being honest, to get those kids through school than it is to get my kids through school. Is it not, James Fogarty, with A-plus schools? Is it not, sir?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you come to school with lots of stuff in your backpack,
yep.
It's a lot easier to do well at school. I mean, we're working with the school in the Hilltop area of the city, and we're bringing resources to bear that they just don't have, right? So where North Allegheny school system has a $50,000 a year foundation where they can put money into programs for kids that are struggling, when you have a smaller number of struggling kids, it's a lot easier to take care of their needs versus 100% of your kids struggling. One of the things this school is doing, and they have a great community schools coordinator, they're finally putting in childcare from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. I think actually it's more like 8 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Wow.
But they're going to partner with a child care center to be on site at school to do it. Now they have to get regulatory provisions to make that happen. But for parents, single parents that have to get to work, have to take the bus because 42% of black families in Pittsburgh don't have access to a car.
Right on.
Right? And again, that's a function of poverty, right? Like, this is a game changer.
You got to acknowledge this stuff. By the way, most Americans, and I love what you're talking about because this is so relevant. So here's what Americans said, and I'm guilty of doing this. Look at Mount Lebanon schools. Those kids kick ass, my kids. Their test scores are insane, my kids. In Mount Lebanon, and I'm going to use this in air quotes, and so imagine this, Mount Lebanon only spends $16,000 a year on kids, yet Pittsburgh spends close to $30,000. How the hell can't Pittsburgh educate kids on $30,000 when Mount Lebanon kicks ass on 16? It's all the things you're talking about, isn't it, sir?
Yeah, right? It's like, it's a smaller system. There's more efficiencies, right? Like, we've grown so much over time. Like our student-teacher ratio is 11-1 in Pittsburgh Public Schools. I think in Mount Lebanon, they're closer to the national average of 16-1.
Yes.
Right? So, North Allegheny school system, I think, has 11 schools for, 10,000 kids. We have 57 schools and early childhood centers and special education centers for 18,381 students, right?
Yep.
And, here's a positive fact. We've kept our enrollment is basically the same as last year. I think there's, one student more, according to the district website. So, I think what Dr. Wolters is doing is keeping people to say, yeah, this is a place we want to do. And now there's this challenge of, but we have so many schools in a system where if we want to invest in the 21st century, and let alone jobs for the 22nd century, we got to invest in some new schools, and we got to put some capital money in. And so how do we do that if you're also trying to fix the roofs at 50 buildings? And so, this plan...
So smart what you're saying, but my man, it's like churches, quite frankly. I saw this happen to the Catholic Church. Everybody wants their own damn church. Go ahead and try and close my church. No, seriously, right?
No, it's true.
And it's the same crisis with schools.
Fire stations.
Yep.
Yeah. And, I get it, right? There is an affinity for the thing that's in your backyard. It's just that if you look at our neighborhood child age populations, there's only about 33,000 kids that are grades K to 12 living in the city of Pittsburgh anymore.
I did not know that.
And that's just census estimates, right? So if you look at we have 18,300 of them in Pittsburgh public schools. Another 5,500 are in charters, and another 7,000 are in private schools, right? That gets you to about the number where we're at. I think a couple thousand that are either dropping out or other areas, right? So, for me, the reality is we don't have enough kids. I think in Garfield used to have over 1,000 kids. There's less than 500 kids in the whole neighborhood of Garfield, right? That's a challenge.
Does it hurt your heart when anyone you know that has money, because I know them, says, I'll live in Groovy Side in that big house. I ain't sending my kids to those schools under any circumstance. That has to hurt you to hear that, right?
I just think then I'm not doing my job to let you know that there are good things happening in the schools and that we can work together to fix them.
Right.
I 100% believe we have everything we need to deliver a high-quality education for every child. And by the way, we are in lots of places.
It doesn't help, though, brother, that about 75% of the teachers there send their kids to schools outside of Pittsburgh that aren't Pittsburgh schools. Doesn't help.
Look, I would love for teachers to feel like this is a city that they can live in. There are many that live here that send their kids to our schools, but I wish more felt like, and again, it's the same decision process that's happening for any family is happening with our teachers. The tax is better in a different place, right? A 3% income, especially if you're earning well, we pay our Pittsburgh teachers well. That creates a challenge for a family, right?
Hey, man, I love your input, and I love to hear from you. Let's touch base on a regular basis so we can provide people with hope, so everybody just doesn't say, hell with those schools.
Hey, much appreciated for the opportunity, Marty, and thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it.
All right, man. It's a big problem. It's a nationwide problem, and it scares me because I see it happening in cities all over America. When anyone with 2 cents says, to hell with that, I'm not going to those schools. And, wow, rough.
Chances are you're not hearing this ad while topping 100 in your Aston Martin or taking a spin around town in your Rolls Royce. But if you are, then Donald Trump's tax plan is for you. Just ask him.
You're rich as hell. We're going to give you a tax cut?
But if you're hearing this on your way to work or school pickup, if you're heading to the grocery store or wondering how long you can stretch that tank of gas, then your plan is Kamala Harris's plan. She'll make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share so she can give the middle class a tax cut, as well as $25,000 for first-time home buyers, $6,000 for first-time parents, and a $50,000 tax deduction for starting a new business. Because that guy in the Cybertruck that just zoomed by doesn't need another break. But Kamala Harris knows you sure could use one. Paid for by FFPAC, ffpac.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Natural disasters happen every year. Fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. And with that, your most important moments recorded on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm could all be gone in an instant. Cherished moments like your wedding, baby's first steps, family trips to Yellowstone, lost. Enter Legacy Box. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box protects your irreplaceable memories from the threat of natural disaster by digitally preserving them onto thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud, so they're safe forever. Legacy Box is the safest and easiest way to preserve your past, which is why it's been trusted by over 1 million families. Send Legacy Box your home movies, photos, and film. Their team of trained professionals will do the rest right here in the U.S. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering radio listeners an incredible 50% off. Go to legacybox.com/value and save 50% when you digitize your memories. That's legacybox.com/value.
A trial is 99% preparation, and nobody prepares better than us. Get the good guys, Goodrich and Geist.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's 51 and mostly sunny. At 11:30, I'm Paul Rasmussen. The Secret Service has become bureaucratic and complacent and should be restructured. That's the conclusion of a harsh new report from an independent panel. Here's CBS's Christopher Cruz.
The review was prompted by the near assassination of former President Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. It identified what it describes as systemic issues within the Secret Service and warns that without fundamental reform, another Butler can and will happen. In addition to a restructuring, the panel recommends the appointment of a new leadership team from outside the Secret Service and a refocusing of its operations and personnel around its presidential protective mission.
Like other reports, the bipartisan panel zeroed in on the failure to secure the AGR building and multiple communications problems. A young man fell from a 7th-story balcony last night in Pleasant Hills. It happened before 7:30 p.m. in the 100 block of Sarassi Drive. First responders say the 19-year-old fell about 60 feet and was taken to a hospital in critical condition. Investigators say preliminary information shows no obvious signs of foul play. PPG is selling its architectural coatings business based in Cranberry Township. The company says American Industrial Partners is paying $550 million to purchase the unit. PPG is also, they say, cutting 1,800 jobs, some domestic and some in Europe. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 110 points at 43,187. The NASDAQ is up 85 points, and the S&P is up 18. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:31. Our next update at noon on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
So, you know, we're a Bowser family. We have 4 Bowser cars. We have a Hyundai. My wife does. Santa Fe loves it. We have 2 Santa Fe's. We also have a bunch of Bowser service folks that help us so much. And I'm going to tell you why this is important. I had a slow leak, and it turned out I needed 4 new tires in my Genesis. This is a true story. So I take it to this tire joint down the street to replace all 4 tires, which you have to do in that kind of car. $1,200. $1,200. So I call Bowser because they have amazing service people. $700. So I save $500 by using the amazing service people at Bowser. It's the beauty of Bowser. So we got Subarus, we got Hyundais, we got the Genesis, but we got one team that really cares about Bowser customers because we're part of the Bowser family. It's a great thing.
When it comes to financial planning, most firms focus on your income and balance sheet. At Smart Out Financial, we focus on where you are today and where you want to go. We run a concierge-level financial planning firm where we work with focused and intentional individuals who want the best financial plans for themselves and their family. We look forward to developing an unparalleled financial planning experience for you and your family. Contact Swart Out Financial or visit swartoutfinancial.com today to learn more. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hello, this is Les Botkin of Botkin Family Wealth Management. Like many people, my life has had some interesting twists and turns. I was a Class A member of the PGA of America and a golf pro for over 20 years. Got to work with the original developers at Nevillewood and kicked it off by playing the opening round with Jack Nicklaus. Pretty cool, huh? In 1997, I decided to trade in my PGA for my CFP and became a certified financial planner professional. It was one of the best decisions of my life. The best was marrying Barb 42 years ago. We have two wonderful children, Lester and Sarah. Both of them work with me here at Botkin Family Wealth Management, an independent financial planning and investment firm. We formulate plans to carry our clients from the investing years into the retirement years. Visit BotkinFamilyWealth.com to learn more about our dedication. We look forward to meeting you.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice offered through Private Advisor Group, a registered investment advisor. PAG and Botkin Family Wealth are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Look out! Here comes Wrong Way Rob Matsey. Always flying the wrong way. Matsey sent millions of your tax dollars to Philadelphia. While here in Beaver County, we needed help. In fact, Rob Matsey votes 99% of the time with the woke Philadelphia liberals. And Rob Matsey's not lying straight when it comes to our values. Rob Matsey voted to make it easier to let violent criminals back on the street. Matsey even voted to let biological males on girls' sports teams and in their locker rooms. With Wrong Way Rob Matsey in the cockpit, it's all left wing. Rob Matsey doesn't share our values anymore. A lifetime on the taxpayer dime made him forget where he's from. To Rob Matsey, Beaver County's just flyover country. But there's hope. Michael Parrish shares our values. He'll fight for jobs, lower taxes, and make life affordable again. Michael Parrish, he shares our values. One of us for a change.
Paid for by HRCC, authorized by Michael Parrish.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser, Hill and Gamble. What's going on out there?
Well, it depends on where you go, Marty. Folks definitely want to pack their patience if they're going to head outbound on the Parkway West toward Pittsburgh International at this hour. The Cordell and Cordell traffic cameras have been keeping tabs on an earlier accident right by the Ridge Road interchange and that exit ramp. And the good news is within the past few minutes, we have seen the emergency crews clear that scene. So traffic's flowing in both directions there again on the Parkway West, but the outbound ride definitely is grabbing you with heavy traffic back as far as the I-79 interchange as you approach that earlier accident scene. Do leave extra travel time there. We have an accident on Route 51, Sawmill Run Boulevard at the intersection with Edgebrook Avenue. Traffic is especially heavy southbound on 51 past that accident scene. Parkway West inbound is stacking and slow on the front side of Green Tree Hill ahead of those Fort Pitt tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will be mostly cloudy, blustery, and much cooler than recent days with a couple of showers and a high just 53. Mostly cloudy tonight with a passing shower and a low of 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Traffic brought to you by Friendship Village of South Hills. Support comes from Friendship Village of South Hills, a resort-style senior living community providing hospitality to Pittsburgh residents in search of stability, new connections, and new adventures. More information at friendshipvillagepa.com.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Thursday, we've made it big weekend ahead. Start to kind of look forward to that. Trump coming to the Steeler game, and, man, we just continue to talk about this presidential race. I'll be here 2 to 6. We'll talk right here, KDK.
Talking about goodness and greatness. I've been blessed to have a very good friend in Bill Artman, who's the CEO and chairman of Giant Eagle. Good morning, my brother. How are you?
Hi, Marty.
Hey, Bill. How are you, buddy? I got you.
How about yourself?
We're playing the Stones, man. They kind of drowned you out for a second. I thought it was a stereo in your office. Let's talk about turkey here, man, and something Giant Eagle's doing that's very cool. You texted me yesterday and kind of blew my mind with this wonderful thing. Please let me know. What's up?
Well, we announced a free turkey promotion, sticking to the strategy that I've spoken on your program and have been pretty public about how we're going to continue to address our pricing and what's important to our customers. So we launched a free turkey program, which is bringing back really something we've done many, many years ago. And over the next 24 days, you earn $300, spend $300 at our store, and you earn a small turkey up to 16 pounds or 15.99 pounds. Spend $400, you get a turkey over 16 pounds. Oh. And we're excited about it. We think that, free is a good word, particularly around the holidays and the tough times that, the economy's in today. But we're excited about, our customers receiving a free turkey and not having to worry about the bulk of their Thanksgiving purchase being tied up with spending on turkey. So that was the initial.
Hold on, let me ask you about that. Let me ask you about that, yeah. Bill. This is kind of your philosophy, is it not? That, look, we want to be your neighborhood store, we want to be your friend, but we also want to make sure that you can afford what you're buying at the store. It's kind of where you're kind of headed with Giant Eagle as a whole, are you not, sir?
It is. We announced our reduction in produce pricing about 3 weeks ago. Now, this is just another step to there, but we're really trying to think like our customers, and we're trying to be good listeners. And we understand we have a long way to go, but we're chipping away at it, and this is just one more example of that.
Just so people know, someone didn't just pluck you from a garden somewhere and make you the CEO. You kind of have your roots here. I mean, you started at the grassroots of Giant Eagle, did you not, sir? And in this business in particular.
That's right. I'm born and raised here. I'm a South Park graduate, and I started in 1985 bagging groceries in Bethel Park, and now I have the privilege of leading this great company, and really proud to say that I'm from Pittsburgh, and really proud to work with the 33,000 team members that we have.
And also, so people know this, and maybe I'm wrong, just call me an idiot, but one of the reasons why you sold the get-go franchises that you could have money to buy new stores and make the Giant Eagle you have even better. Is that fair too, sir?
That's right. We want to invest in our stores, invest in our communities, and be the best supermarket, neighborhood supermarket that we can be. And this is going to give us the ability to do that while investing in our team members, while investing in our stores, and while investing in the value proposition, price being included in that.
Hey, and I know you have something for us, and we're going to get to that, and it's important, but I'm very local. I'm very loyal. I like the family kind of vibe I get in my Giant Eagle Mount Lebanon. They know our names. The pharmacist knows how I've been sick. They know if my wife's sick. Isn't part of it kind of the community feel you get from your local store, sir?
Marty, I receive more comments from our guests related to the team members in our stores, and they mention them by name. Than I do around anything else. And I believe that our customers shop with us because we have nice locations, and I believe we run really great stores. But our people are the reason. Our team members are the reason why. And customers really, they plan their trips around when their pharmacist or when their cashier is going to be there. And you don't have that everywhere. It's more of a relationship than it is a transaction.
I mean, at the end of the day, how low can you go? When a Walmart comes in and your sales drop 20%, you can't just say to hell with it, we're going to drop everything by half. You can't. At some point, sir, it has to be more than this cost that much more there. Doesn't it, sir?
It does. We're not going to be the cheapest player in town. We're just not. We're not structured that way. For us, it has to be, how do we provide high quality of goods? How do we provide more variety? And how do we provide an overall excellent experience, which we believe ties into the value proposition? And price is magnified in the absence of value. And just as a consumer, forget where I work. If I got equal to quality, if I got less than variety, if it was out of stocks and I didn't have good service, why would I want to pay a penny more than what I could get from another person? And we're trying to provide a differentiated offering. We have a long way to go, a lot of work, but that's what our focus is. And we want to be the best supermarket provider that we can and pharmacy provider that we can within the neighborhoods in which we operate.
Let's do something really cool for consumers. As I've said, I've been lucky enough to have Bill as a friend, and so we see each other, and he's always talking about making a difference. And let's team up and do something really cool, Bill.
Yeah, I wanted to, in conjunction with us launching a turkey program today, I wanted to reach out and partner with you, and maybe we can help some of our neighbors who are in need, and thought we would donate a pallet of turkeys, which is 150 turkeys, that you and I could work on, getting into the right hands of those in need, and we're happy to do it. And we take great pride in the fact that part of our responsibility as a leader in the community is take care of our neighbors, and that's what we want to do.
I love this, man. It's kind of the way you were raised. It's kind of your thought processes. This is intuitive for you. It's in your DNA, isn't it, sir, to make a difference? I mean, Patrick, remember we didn't have food, no food at all in the desert. What was the town where he sent the food truck in? In Clareton, right? In Clareton.
Right, yes.
And so my point is, you have this in you, so you want to make a difference like this, do you not, sir?
We do. Personally, I take great pride in believing that if you take care of your communities take care of you, you take care of your people take care of you. And then, as a company, we believe in purpose beyond profit. And, purpose is making sure that we take care of people.
I love it, man. I'm all in. I love this idea. And by the way, lay us out again. How do you get a free turkey?
Between today and November 9th, spend $300 in our stores, and you will receive a free turkey up to 15.99 pounds. Spend $400 in that same time frame, and you get a turkey that will be 16 pounds or above. So it takes care of the smaller family and the bigger family. That in conjunction with some very aggressive promotions we're going to run for the holidays should really set our customers and our guests up with with a really good, high quality experience at an affordable price.
You're going to give away a lot of turkeys, brother.
Huh. I hope so. That would make me very happy.
Very cool. Thanks, my man. We will have someone lined up within a few hours for this wonderful donation of 150 turkeys. You're the man. Thank you, sir.
That's great. Thanks, Marty. Take care.
I love it. I love the fact that he gives a damn. And I'm telling you, man, I have been blessed to become friends with him. That man is the real deal. He is legit. And let me say this. I come across the world's greatest cynics all friggin' day long. And I'm being honest. I have not met one person, not one, that's had one negative thing to say about that man. I'm telling you, he is the man to make a difference at Giant Eagle. So, we have 150 turkeys to give away. A couple things I want to do. I want to set up an email. Email me, getmarty@kdkradio.com. If you have a charity or a church, getmarty@kdkradio.com. Let's do this. Getmarty@kdkradio.com. Email me if you have a charity, a church, a foundation. Getmarty@kdkradio.com. 150 turkeys. That's very cool. Getmarty@kdkradio.com. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Ellen Gamble, what's up?
All right, Marty, we do have continued heavy traffic on the Parkway West outbound. 376 is very slow for you as you approach the I-79 interchange out past the scene of a now cleared accident that had been near the Ridge Road exit. We're also seeing heavy traffic on northbound I-79 between the Parkway East and the Moon Run Route 60 interchange. And then on Route 60, you're having very heavy traffic delays as you approach the intersection with Beaver Grade Road. Apparently, a lot of folks using that as an alternate to the long delays that we have on the Parkway West. You need to leave extra time if you're traveling in that area. Inbound on the Parkway West, you're stacking still at the top of Green Tree Hill ahead of the Fort Pitt tunnels. With AAA traffic, I'm Ellen Gamble on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Woo! It's fall. Duh. It's chilly. Duh. I'll tell you what, we got this big window in the front of the house. It's an 80-year-old house. We need new windows. And that window is the first one we're going to have the wonderful folks at Universal Windows Direct look at. Look, they have special super spacier 543-6003 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. Universal Windows Direct.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and Senior Vice President of Men's Sexual Health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
We've brought the Emerald City to Ulta Beauty with wicked collaborations from R.E.M. Beauty by Ariana Grande. It brushes for Ulta and OPI. Hurry in, these fantabulous products won't last long. See Wicked November 22nd, only in theaters. Ulta Beauty, the possibilities are beautiful.
This traffic report brought to you by Ulta Beauty.
Hey folks, Marty here. Your home is likely the biggest investment you'll make, and your roof is the most important part of your home. So, when you need a new roof, choose the region's roofing leader, NASCO Roofing. While fall is here, NASCO works and plans year-round. They're the best. Roofs are all NASCO does, and they're experts. Let NASCO exceed your expectations. Superior work and service. Most jobs done in a day. NASCO Roofing, 412-373-2000, 412-373-2000.
Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I ended up going to a dentist, and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found the Brooks Night Guard. You mold it at home to the top or bottom teeth. Other mouth guards go all the way to the back, which allows the back teeth to touch. This is where most of the grinding and clenching occurs. The Brooks Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brooks Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Order your Brooks Night Guard today and get 10% off plus free shipping. Go to brooksnightguard.com and enter the code BRUX91. That's BRUX91.
Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Veteran healthcare executive Mary Beth L. Jenkins has been named president and CEO of UPMC Health Plan and executive vice president of UPMC. Jenkins, who has been with UPMC since 1998, succeeds Diane P. Holder, who announced earlier this year she'd retire from the insurance services division that she grew into one of the biggest in Pennsylvania. Jenkins will take over on January 1st after Holder's departure at the end of December. Also, the board of the Urban Redevelopment Authority of Pittsburgh voted to approve measures to move forward on the sale of the John P. Robbins Civic Building downtown to Action Housing to make way for an affordable housing conversion. The board vote calls for the URA to sell the historically designated office building at 200 Ross Street to the nonprofit affordable housing development firm for $3.975 million. Action's plan calls for the building out of a total of 68 studio, 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartments in the 13th-story building, offering at rents affordable to those of incomes of 50 to 80% of median income, with the second and third floors to be used for office space for nonprofit affordable housing firms. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I'm a very loyal person. For instance, I don't abandon a talk host because I don't like the fact that they like one politician or another. I can't believe the idiotic comments about Kamala Harris in her interview on Fox. Anyone that says she's a clown is a clown. You know, as we would say in the hood, growing up, takes one to know one. It's ignorant. She's far from a clown. Look, you can disagree on policy. Fine. You can disagree on party. Fine. But these ignorant, ridiculous, she got her ass kicked comments, they're just bullcrap. And it demeans your value, and it actually shows where you're at, and that's in the gutter with the rest of your foolhardy friends. And as I've said to many people who judge me based on the fact that I can't stand Donald Trump, and that makes me a bad guy, to hell with you. Honestly, I'm cool. I'm cool. I stand with who I stand with, and I believe in what I believe. As my boy Popeye always says, I am what I am. And what I am is a guy who believes in people like Bill Artman. That guy's the real deal. Started bagging groceries in Bethel Park. Knows every single aspect of that business. And really, really gives a damn. How many CEOs of companies, what do you say they have 33,000 employees? $13 billion? Text you and say, hey, let's give away some turkeys tomorrow. How many? Huh? He's not out there bitching. He's making a difference. And you know what? You can be cynical and annoying and as sarcastic as you want. Hey, I ain't going to die, Giant Eagle, man. I seen their ground chuck was a buck more than safe. Go away. But big picture, what they're doing is making a difference. I like the turkey promotion. The truth is, I'm sitting there thinking, if I go shopping with Vince, I spend, hell, man, I went to Giant Eagle on Saturday and spent $300. I mean, I like doing food shopping. My wife doesn't go to the store much. She likes to have it delivered. That's fine, too. But I kind of like to look around because I see stuff that I forgot to put on a list. And as my boy Matt says, who is actually a fantastic chef at Giant Eagle and was one of the best chefs in this town and had one of the best restaurants I ever ate at, Matteo's. That place rocked. Patrick, you remember that place? Man, he made this lemon chicken. Woo! Man.
Good stuff.
Good stuff. So do me a favor. There are plenty of food banks where we can just send these turkeys. I don't want to do that. I want to make this personal. Already heard from one of my boys, Faith Bridge Community Church, and we're going to hook him up with some turkeys. But I want you to send me an email, getmarty@kdkradio.com, getmarty@kdkradio.com. Bill Artman giving us a pallet of turkeys. What did he say? It was 150 turkeys? I love that. And stop the whining and griping. The people that bitch about a free turkey or the people who would bitch about the lottery if they won it. You know, I ain't paying them taxes. You know, they made me pay taxes on that money. Go to the damn grocery store, spend $300, get a turkey, and shut up. So do me a favor. Email me, getmarty@kdkradio.com. I love Bill Artman, one of my favorite people on earth. You know why? That guy is legit, man. 24/7, caring about employees and Giant Eagle. Love it. GetMarty@kdkradio.com. Send me an email, and we are going to get these turkeys out. And I want to thank Bill for taking the time to do that. And tell them the truth about pricing. It ain't all about pricing. It helps, but it ain't just the cost. A chipped ham, Giant Eagle.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Looking for a hometown restaurant to feed your team? Well, look no further than Monticello's Italian Restaurant and Pizza. More than 175 million slices of pizza have been sold since Monticello's opened its doors 45 years ago. From homemade lasagna, stuffed shells, chicken wings, or chicken marsala to slow-cooked roast beef, salads, and of course pizza, it's all made fresh to order. Visit one of Monticello's 6 North Hills locations for lunch or dinner. Visit Monticello's.com for a taste of homemade Italian food.
Wow, honey, have you seen the electric bill?
Yeah, it's out of control. But have you heard of Navien tankless water heaters?
Tankless? How does that even work?
Well, instead of constantly heating and storing water, it only heats water when we need it. So much more efficient than our giant tank heater.
That sounds great. Let's look into Navien.
Already on it.
Imagine all the hot water you need only when you need it. Bulky tanks are history. Navien high-efficiency tankless is the future. Compact, wall-hung units free up floor space, lower energy bills, longer life than tanks, and a 15-year warranty. Find out more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's starting with the woots. And now a speech.
I just want to say that friendship is about heart and brain. Who's with me?
Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
And my brain is saying, when it's time to go home, somebody call me a ride.
Love that guy.
Me too.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
53 and sunny at 12 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen.
Brief. Israel says the architect of the October 7th attack may be dead. The IDF is conducting a DNA.
Campaign 2024, the race for the White House.
Vice President Kamala Harris is campaigning today in Wisconsin with events scheduled in Milwaukee, La Crosse, and Green Bay. Former President Donald Trump delivers remarks at the Al Smith dinner tonight in New York City. The Secret Service has become bureaucratic and complacent and should be restructured. That is the conclusion of a harsh new report from an independent panel. Here's CBS's Christopher Cruz.
The review was prompted by the near assassination of former President Donald Trump in Butler, Pennsylvania. It identified what it describes as systemic issues within the Secret Service and warns that without fundamental reform, another Butler can and will happen. In addition to a restructuring, the panel recommends the appointment of a new leadership team from outside the Secret Service and a refocusing of its operations and personnel around its presidential protective mission.
Like other reports, this bipartisan panel zeroed in on the failure to secure the AGR building and also multiple communications problems. A 26-year-old woman died after being struck by a vehicle last night in Jefferson, Hillsborough. The incident happened around 7:30 p.m. near the Shop and Go Deli on Route 837. The medical examiner's office says 26-year-old Jessica Schrader died at a hospital. It is unclear if the driver of the vehicle stayed at the scene or if there will be any charges. Pittsburgh police are asking for help this morning in finding a 30-year-old man who hasn't been seen since October 9th. At the Cedar Avenue Giant Eagle on the north side, David Schmidt is white, 5'7", weighs 140 pounds, with brown hair, brown eyes, and a beard. He was wearing a black shirt and blue jeans with a red and black checkered hoodie with no zipper. David Schmidt is often in the Troy Hill, Spring Hill, and East Allegheny areas. Leaving garbage out long before pickup day is likely to have consequences next year. City Council is expected to pass next week an amendment to legislation making it easier for the city to crack down on residents violating the garbage code. Here's Councilmember Bob Charland.
If your neighbor left their can out on a Monday and the trash day is a Thursday, we have to see that 3 separate times before we can actually issue a citation.
The changes would also apply to people who combine garbage with the recyclables. If approved, the changes would go into effect in 2025. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 147 points at 43,225. The Nasdaq up 135, and the S&P is up 25 points. KDKA Sports, Broncos Saints at New Orleans on Thursday Night Football. In the ALCS, the Yankees visit Cleveland. Dodgers and Mets will play in New York in the NLCS. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick, making life better one roof at a time. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:03. Time to call Shenderovich and Fishman. Why pay 40% when you can pay 25%? Call 888-98-TWINS. It's 53, partly cloudy in Pittsburgh. The AccuWeather forecast next.
At Baths R Us, we're terrible roofers. We stink at installing siding. And don't ever call us for your kitchen remodel. But if you want a stunning, beautiful bathroom makeover in just 2 or 3 days, now that's when you want to call us. See, unlike most contractors these days, we offer only one service, bathroom remodeling. We don't spread ourselves thin by doing roofing or siding and a bunch of other stuff. Nope. At Baths R Us, we dedicate every company resource into mastering the craft of bath transformations. It's why we're the Midwest's biggest 5-star family-owned bathroom company. And it's why we have the happiest customers. Just check out our Google reviews. Baths R Us. We're terrible roofers, but we're awesome bathroom remodelers. Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel. Plus, low to no monthly payments. Call 412-556-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsrus.com. Baths R Us. Where dreams soak in.
Hi, I'm Lisa Laura with Secure Money Health. Navigating your health coverage can be confusing, but I'm here to make it simple. Get your free copy of my book, The Ultimate Medicare Book. In the book, I simplify the process and help you get the health coverage you need. Not only can you get a copy of my book, but if you go to mymedicarebook.com, you can schedule a time to meet with me at no cost. The annual enrollment period is right around the corner. Schedule your appointment now. One more time, that's mymedicarebook.com.
We all want more. More laughs. More hangouts. More, this is the best takeout ever. Excuse me. But if you're 75 or older or 60 or older with certain health conditions, you've also got more risk of getting seriously sick from RSV. But an RSV vaccine lowers your risk, so you can keep doing more of the stuff you love.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Risk less, do more. Get started at vaccines.gov.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will be mostly cloudy, blustery, and much cooler than recent days with a couple of showers and a high just 53. Mostly cloudy tonight with a passing shower and a low of 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
15 packs of Pepsi products, 2 for $14. Save $1 on 2 gallons of milk, just for Par Mar Rewards card holders. Dan's angrily inviting you to download the Par Mar Rewards app today. And remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Before I get to the Secret Service implosion, and Ron Nostradamus Layton saw this coming like a slow train, and we're going to get to that one second. There's a big deal happening here at the station right now. So, every day, Big Boss SPAC, they've got this really big jar right as you come in, and they fill it with candy. And I don't eat this stuff because I don't have much flavor for chocolate, so I taste for chocolate because of cancer treatment, so I don't eat it, but someone does. Because every single day, and I think a lot of it's P.J. Kamenchik, the news director, but every single day, they people empty out that jar, and I mean, it's big. It's a lot of candy. I would guesstimate they spend thousands of dollars a year on candy, chocolate. They're the little, those little chocolate candy bars, the mini snack size. Yeah, P.J. Kamenchik eats most of it. And you eat like 40 of them, you don't even know. Well, yeah, he definitely eats it. Look at him. the boss just said it. You are the one who eats all the candy,
I want
right?
to defend myself.
Yeah.
I have my own candy jar in my office.
Yeah, I know. I usually take the little butterscotch.
I don't touch that candy jar out there.
Are you sure?
No, I swear to goodness.
Someone's eating it.
It is not me. I'll tell you what I do touch every now and again. They got those little, like, Lifesaver mints.
Yeah.
Like, every now and again, you know, 'cause Lord knows I drink enough coffee.
Because I worry about your weight. You know that, right?
You worry about my weight. So do I.
And your wife does.
Yeah, she does.
But you do nothing about it, so I think you're the one eating the candy.
I exercise every day.
Uh-huh. And the jar's gone.
If the jar's gone?
Yeah, so people are freaked out there.
Oh, my goodness.
And so I asked, what the hell happened to the jar? It's being cleaned.
It makes sense.
Like Coit or someone like Zero Res is steam cleaning the jar.
I remember back in the day, nobody, you know, the COVID days, I mean, no one was going near a jar like
Ever.
that. You know, ever. Not touching anything.
But we do go through that candy, do we not?
Oh, yeah, I see it.
It's unbelievable.
It's supposed to be for, like, guests that are coming into the radio station.
Come on, man.
And internally, we all eat it.
And they're those little mini, so you eat like 40 of them and think you only had one candy bar.
Listen, I don't do the chocolates because if I start, I'll never, you know what? I won't finish. I'll just
You wouldn't even be in here if you weren't feeling so guilty.
No,
You're defending yourself.
I have to defend myself.
All right, brother.
All right, thanks.
We love you, you know that.
Yes, you too.
We've been friends forever, and I do worry about his health. He had a sextuple bypass. Meantime, let's talk about something that matters. I know one man who's not eating it. Ron Layton's not here to eat it. We can't blame you, Ron. Good morning, brother.
Marty, good afternoon. Thanks for having me back
Jesus.
on KDKA.
Why is it that I get... My brain freezes up. I say good morning to people, and it's friggin' 12:09. Sorry, Ron. Ron Layton, honestly, one of the smartest men in America, and an interview away from being head of the Secret Service. Am I being ignorant here by stating you knew this was coming because we've been talking about this for a year, but this report has everybody freaked out. In essence, it says what in your mind, this report about the Secret Service needing major overhaul, sir?
So the report is two things, Marty. It's both scathing and accurate. It focuses on many of the events that led up to the Butler shooting. As we've talked, focusing on communications and logistics. There are two areas of the report that, they kind of jump out at me. Number one, a corrosive cultural attitude regarding resources and doing more with less. We should talk about that. And number two, because it's linked, the report highlights an absence of critical thinking. Now, I would tell you, we have to go back historically. This didn't start 6 months ago. This is probably 20 years in the making.
Whoa.
And the reason why, if we have time,
yeah, of course,
is that, Marty, after 9/11, the Secret Service and ATF and a group called Customs, they were part of the Treasury Department. After 9/11, here's the quick synopsis. George Bush is furious, as he should be, and he wants to break up the FBI. He does not do that because newly appointed Director Robert Mueller talks him out of it and essentially says, let us get our own house in order. So one of the things that he does is that he's forming a new department that nobody ever heard of called the Department of Homeland Security. But everybody's heard of the Secret Service. He moves the Secret Service into the Department of Homeland Security. Oh. And you end up saying, what the hell does that have to do with this report? Well, I'll tell you. Institutions typically don't change overnight. It's a slow degradation. So what happened was, all of a sudden, the Secret Service is a very small organization that has to compete now with these other folks that it never had to compete with. The Coast Guard, all right? The ICE. What's ICE? That's immigration. Now, CBP. Let me give you some numbers.
Wow.
CBP budget, it's $20 billion.
Whoa.
6 times the budget of the Secret Service. ICE is $10 billion.
Wow.
That's 3.5 times the budget of the Secret Service. The Coast Guard, $14 billion. So what that means is that 20 years ago, all of a sudden it became difficult for the Secret Service to keep up from a budgetary perspective. And so what's the effect of that? Morale and inability to kind of keep up. All of a sudden, different types of scrutiny on pay. So an agent that works 12 hours used to get paid for 4 hours of overtime. Then it went to 2 hours. And now, if you work more than 12 hours, you eat that.
Oh.
So you could work an 18-hour day and you don't get paid for that at all. So think about the cumulative effect. Last time you had me on, when we talked about the Butler matter,
yeah,
there was a guy that said, "Oh, agents just showed up and shot with their pistols."
Right.
As if to suggest they just got these damn guns and they just showed up.
That's true. The implication was that they qualify while they were here. In other words, they can't shoot, and everybody's worried they can't even shoot a gun. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's put a wrapper on this. So today is day 291 of 365 calendar days. Those agents who had to show up, those guys some of them were out of district for 200 days.
Wow.
So that means they weren't home for 200 days. And for many of those days, they weren't getting paid. So they just didn't have to show up on that. The training cycle is everything from CPR, emergency medicine, lots of stuff in the training cycle. But the overarching point is this. This decline did not happen 6 months ago. This is a long time coming. And so guess what? The fixes are not going to be immediate either. But that's my general overall assessment of what I read in the report. And the thing is, the report's fair. I know half of the authors. One is a mentor of mine.
Wow.
They are very seasoned people. Superintendent Mitchell has been around for 50 years. He's a mentor, and actually he's a Pittsburgh guy. The report's fair.
So it also said that incident like Butler can and will, using the word will, happen again if these changes aren't made. Are you convinced there will be another assassination attempt will happen?
So if we look at some of the particulars as to why these things happen, there was an inability to adhere to fundamentals. One of the things that I've told you about before is that damn AGR building, it should have been in the perimeter. Why wasn't it? Because they didn't have enough people. Why didn't they have enough people? Resource constraints, exactly what I'm talking about. Yep. If that had been a presidential visit, it is likely that would have been in the perimeter, which means that the AGR building would have been under the positive control of the agency. That's not to say that there are not other systemic problems. So there's this, they went over again and again and again an inability for critical thinking. If I take 10 people and then I tell them that you're going to be out for 3 weeks, but I keep you out for 5 weeks, and then I don't pay you, and then I work you for 18 hours a day, and all of a sudden there's about $8,000 that you missed. Not everything's money, but money is important. And then I say, you same 10 people, why aren't you thinking critically? So the point is that the report says that the agency is bureaucratic, complacent. I would add also worn out. So the Department of Homeland Security, how many people are there? 260,000. Wow. 260,000. So it is a behemoth of a.
Can you hang, man? Can you hang for a few minutes?
Sure, I sure can.
It's important stuff. It's amazing too, and a bit shocking.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Hey, it's Michael Smirkanish. Business owners, have you plateaued on your social media and online efforts? Why not tap into podcasts and radio? My friends at Radioactive Media know the recipe to launch, optimize, and scale performance by building compelling audio campaigns which work. Text the word profits to 511-511. If you're a mid-sized company or well-funded startup with a monthly budget as low as 5 figures, text the word profits to 511-511 online at radioactivemedia.com. Text rates may apply.
Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Before you tour a home, the real estate professional you're working with may ask you to sign a buyer's agreement, which describes the services you'll receive, each party's role and responsibilities, and how your agent will be compensated, all of which you'll want to discuss with them up front. So work with an agent who's a realtor. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors with a duty to honestly represent you and put your interests above their own, because that's who we are.
Are you paying too much for prescription drugs? Other pharmacies take a $5 drug and charge $300, but not at Blueberry Pharmacy. We introduced the Cost Plus model over 4 years ago, ensuring transparent and fair pricing. From our North Hills location, Blueberry Pharmacy services Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. We apply the same pricing principle to everything from blood pressure medication to chemotherapy drugs. Enjoy exceptional service where you can talk to a real person like me. Call us at 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the Power of Bowser. Bowser Truck Month continues at Bowser Buick GMC, and our deals are as impressive as our trucks. Get ready for a truck that can handle anything you throw at it. The 2024 GMC Sierra Pro. Right now at Bowser Buick GMC, lease the 24 Sierra Pro for just $369 a month. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Buick GMC today and take advantage of these limited time offers. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to help you find your perfect truck. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $464 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. With approved credit through GM Financial. Offer ends October 31st. Bowser Buick, GMC, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing. 2D Mechanical Systems, Pittsburgh's HVAC, plumbing, and electric leaders is a family business that I truly admire. 2D culture is built on ethics, service, and making a difference in our community. 2D Mechanical Systems, they're the people you want working in your home.
It's back. That's right. 0% financing is here. Shop the Shorkey Kia Fall Kickoff. New 24 Kia Sportage and Sorrento, both available with low 0% financing. Offering great price, value, and warranty is what we do. Your deal, your way. What a great day. PA's #1 volume Kia dealer, ShorkeyKia.com. With approved credit, not all buyers will qualify. May require financing through Kia Motors Finance. Based on December 2023 sales volume in Pennsylvania. See dealer for complete details. Offer expires 10/31/24.
Longing for thick, healthy, gorgeous hair? Say goodbye to shedding thin and dull hair and hello to thick, healthy hair with hair volume from New Nordic.
CBS Eye on Veterans from connectingvets.com. Army veteran Drew Hanna from the veteran-led Team Rubicon Disaster Relief Organization shares some important thoughts for all of us to remember when donating to help those impacted by the recent hurricanes.
There's a saying, and that's cash is king, and so we always encourage folks to donate to vetted and valid organizations. You know, there's a million GoFundMes that pop up. And some of them are probably true and are heart-wrenching, and some of them might be folks who are trying to take advantage of people who have gone through an awful experience. It's impossible to tell the difference.
You can help by making a donation at TeamRubiconUSA.org.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Make sure your family is well taken care of with life insurance. Protect your phones, laptops, and more with electronic device insurance. And cover your furry friends with pet health insurance.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
This report says the Secret Service has become complacent and static. Says that another Butler can and will happen again without dramatic change. Ron Layton has been saying this now for a year and a half. Hey, is this just another report that ends up in the circular file, sir, or will there be change?
I think that one of the significant signals that there will be change is that it's both Democrats and Republicans who are levying the scrutiny against the agency. So, no, you're seeing everything from, pretty significant change now. The problem is you just can't go out and get additional bodies and resources.
That's right.
A lot of this is really the former details and how they're staffed. This is what the rest of the country is talking about. It's not the same level of protection. Well, you just can't go get people because there are no additional people to get. And some of the problem is you don't want to put people there who get there too early because now you've got an experience gap. So it's one problem that compounds into another. But I think you're going to see changes in leadership to be certain.
Hey, Ron, this is incestuous. A lot of those guys are old school. I mean, how do you ask the guys that have been there forever to make the changes that are necessary to what they've been doing forever? In other words, who do you trust to make the right changes here, Ron?
Well, you've got to get people who have a balance of, number one, I would tell you that this job, just like Marty, just like you, and just like many others who are successful, I can't measure internal drive. You've got to have internal drive on this job that if your site or your investigation or whatever it is that you're doing, if it's not satisfactory, like I can't tell you the number of agents in my era. I mean, these folks, you will obsess over the fact that your name is on that paperwork and you don't want anything to go wrong. So that's a piece of it. You've got to have the right kind of construction of people there, but then you need a balance of experience. It's actually hard to get. It's why this job's not for everybody. Out of every one person that makes it, it's still 100 applications. But that's consistent with a lot of these other jobs. The Bureau's the same way.
Man, I'm sitting there thinking, a guy sends me a text about kind of indicative of what he thinks the problem is that you had that agent that everyone in the world saw trying to find her holster. And I know you know what this is. The day Trump was shot, and everybody says, Jesus Christ, this girl can't even find her holster. It's part of what you said, though, right? Young folks, not enough training, thrown into the fire, right?
Yeah, it's all of that. And I'm always hesitant. Look, the person that texts you, they make a good point, because when you see that, that doesn't necessarily evoke confidence.
Right.
So many other people are going to say, is there any better training available? No, I get it completely. But it all wraps up to what we've all been saying. Some of these problems are systemic. They're experiential. You got to get people there, and you've got to get them along a trajectory and an alignment. But all of that takes money. It takes strategy. It takes logistics. When somebody starts in an office, it's years before you get to that detail.
Wow.
Not one or two.
Wow.
And that's what happens sometimes. It took me 7 years to make it to the presidency.
Wow.
None of that happens anymore. It's all in a compressed time cycle.
Oh, so hold on. It took 7 years for you. What is it now?
Man, Marty, it might be about 3.
Oh.
So in other words, can you finish your master's degree in a year and a half when you're coming out of high school?
No.
Exactly. Right.
So this troubles you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's because listen, no law enforcement organization, I don't care who you are, no law enforcement organization is perfect. And so there are many times you can look at, each other, you go on a search warrant and you go, wow, that was close.
Yeah.
Because we didn't do something that we should have done. We got away with that one. My point is this. When the Secret Service makes a mistake, it's not like some of the other organizations that make a mistake. It's global, especially a big one. It's global news 30 seconds later. So it is very difficult to operate under the microscope of scrutiny when no agency is perfect.
What would you do today? Because I know you have ideas. What would you do today, sir?
So this is not like when the military has a problem with like an aircraft or a unit, you know what they do? They stand that unit down for 60 days. They do a quick review and then they fix it. Can't really do that with this because protection is 24 hours and has been since 1901 since it only got built. So the point is you can't do that. But what you can do is you've got to bring in new people, fresh ideas. You've got to have some type of veteran. First of all, you need executives who understand budget. But here's the thing that's different that I would tell you that maybe in any other time. You've got to have somebody in a group of people who understand the threat spectrum in terms of technology. You've got to have somebody who's technologically sophisticated, who understands leadership both from a transformative and a perspective of transactional, because everything's not broken. Everything is not. But there are some areas of analysis that need to be changed immediately. It's a big job.
Would you step in? If they ask you to help, would you do it today?
So, Marty, first of all, I have not been asked.
Right.
I was a leading candidate last time.
Right.
I'm not. So if someone called and said your country needs you, we don't walk away from those things.
I get it. You're my man. Thanks, brother.
Marty, thank you. Be well.
He's a hell of a man.
You want the best. UPMC Health Plan is ranked #1 in member satisfaction among commercial plans in Pennsylvania by J.D. Power. With UPMC Health Plan, you get access to UPMC doctors and hospitals, local community care, and a national network for travel outside the UPMC service area. Plus 24/7 access to virtual urgent care services through UPMC Anywhere Care. When you're given a choice for health insurance, choose the best. Choose UPMC Health Plan. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
As a mom of 3, I'm responsible for big decisions impacting my family. Last year, we needed to replace a few appliances. Imagine my surprise when I learned that some places are banning gas stoves. Now, new government auto mandates mean we could pay thousands more for our next vehicle. We need more energy and more choices, not fewer. Learn more at energycitizens.org.
Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
Today is the final day of our 2-day sale, October 17th, with great savings. Frank Dentisi.
San Giorgio spaghetti, thin spaghetti or elbow pasta, 60-ounce box, 89 cents each, and lump crab meat, 1-pound can, $8.99 each. Come see us at Coombs.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Sunny and 53 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. A report released this morning about the first attempt on former President Donald Trump's life finds the Secret Service requires fundamental reform and has systemic issues to address with urgency. CBS Nicole Spanga has more on the Independent Review Board report.
There are a series of issues outlined in this blistering 35-page report. In a letter to the DHS secretary, the bipartisan panel of former Homeland Security officials warning that without fundamental reform, they believe another Butler can and will happen.
The panel said the Secret Service needs new outside leadership and a renewed focus on its core protective mission. The White House says the Biden administration has identified a total of 1 million public servants who have earned student loan forgiveness. Under Secretary of Education James Cavall says the debt is being waived under the Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program.
These are people who have worked in public service for at least 10 years, made loan payments that whole time.
The Public Service Loan Forgiveness Program was created in 2007, targeting college graduates. A young man fell from the 7th-story balcony last night in Pleasant Hills. It happened before 7:30 in the 100 block of Cerasi Drive. First responders say the 19-year-old fell about 60 feet, was taken to a hospital in critical condition. Investigators say preliminary information shows no obvious signs of foul play. PPG is selling its architectural coatings business based in Cranberry Township. The company says American Industrial Partners is paying $550 million to purchase the unit. PPG will also be laying off 1,800 jobs, some domestic and some in Europe. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 142 points, the NASDAQ up 94. The S&P 500 is up 16. KDK Radio News Time is 12:32. Our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander and the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
I have a friend that owns several businesses. This is a true story. His name's Michael. Sends me a text last week from Oakmont Bakery. Now, again, he owns 7 businesses. He said, never seen anything like it. The service, the product, the quality, the kindness. One of our friends left here, Samantha, my producer. They made her a beautiful cake Friday. Gorgeous cake. Oakmont Bakery is special. Unique. Run by an amazing family. Oakmont Bakery. Delicious.
I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. As a business owner in these uncertain economic times, you struggle to guard your life's work against unexpected challenges. But can it withstand the sudden disruption of a divorce? In divorce, financials are scrutinized and the company itself could be in jeopardy. When your hard-earned work is at risk, count on our experience and advocacy in handling these matters at Cordell & Cordell.
Offices in downtown Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Schedule an appointment with one of our Pittsburgh or Cranberry area attorneys. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. CordellCordell.com.
So we needed 2 refrigerators. 2. And Voss TV delivered. And I'll tell you what, their service is unbelievable. And the kindness. And by the way, the deal you get is unbelievable. Voss TV is one of those family-owned businesses that makes your need for an appliance very personal. I've had family and friends get their appliances, and they love it. I have business associates that get their appliances, and they love it. Why? Because they take care of them, and they have everything available. Voss TV and Appliance. 412-650-VOSS. We use them all the time. 2 refrigerators, one time. 412-650-VOSS.
Chances are you're not hearing this ad while topping 100 in your Aston Martin or taking a spin around town in your Rolls Royce. But if you are, then Donald Trump's tax plan is for you. Just ask him.
You're rich as hell. We're going to give you a tax cut?
But if you're hearing this on your way to work or school pickup, if you're heading to the grocery store or wondering how long you can stretch that tank of gas, then your plan is Kamala Harris's plan. She'll make the wealthy and big corporations pay their fair share so she can give the middle class a tax cut, as well as $25,000 for first-time home buyers, $6,000 for first-time parents, and a $50,000 tax deduction for starting a new business. Because that guy in the cyber truck that just zoomed by doesn't need another break. But Kamala Harris knows you sure could use one. Paid for by FFPAC, ffpac.org, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. FFPAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's time to review the top 3 highlights of the day. I'm joined, as always, by my co-anchor, Snoop.
Hey, what up, though?
Snoop, number 1 has to be getting the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence at T-Mobile.
Yeah, you should hustle down to T-Mobile like a dog chasing a squirrel, chasing a nut.
Nice analogy, Snoop. Dogs do love to chase squirrels.
And squirrels love to chase those nuts.
On to highlight number 2. At T-Mobile, families can save 20% every month versus the other big guys.
That is very impressive. You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
That's exactly what I'm planning on doing with my savings, Snoop. Now, take it away, Snoop.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get the new iPhone 16 Pro with Apple Intelligence on them. Now drop that jingle.
With 24 monthly bill credits, eligible trade-in on Go 5G Next. Well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits and credits stop and balance on required finance agreement too. Bill credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence coming fall 2024.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
The rest of today will be mostly cloudy, rather windy, and much cooler than it has been of late, with a couple of showers moving through, the high just 53. Remaining mostly cloudy tonight with a shower, low 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
When you hire our firm, you become part of the family. Nobody messes with family. Get the good guys, Goodrich & Geist.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Thursday, we've made it big weekend ahead. Start to kind of look forward to that. Trump coming to the Steeler game, and, man, we just continue to talk about this presidential race. I'll be here 2 to 6. We'll talk right here, KDK.
I wanted to get into the cookie count. Sorreo is my boy, as you know, and he does this cookie thing with elections. The last time, the Trump cookie kicked everyone's ass, if I recall. I think he sold like 70,000 Trump cookies, something like that. What I like about Mark is they're smooth enough now they can just do this without getting all you people your underwear in a wad. And they do it well, with a lot of class. Mark Sorreo, my brother, how are you?
Hey, Marty. Good. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Man, I love you, man. I got friends. I really do. I have friends that One of my boys owns like 8 businesses, and he'd never been. And so a business guy knows business. They go in there, and they're blown away by how you run that ship. And you should be proud, man. You really should.
I am. I'm very proud of it.
You have a hell of a family.
My kids, my staff, yep.
Yep. And you put an insane template in there. All right, so what is the count, my man? What's the cookie count?
So this morning, I think my daughter-in-law posted it was 19,756 Trump, 9,215 Punchkis, which is
Really?
a bakery's candidate. Yeah, 9,215 and 5,644 Kamala.
Whoa. She's getting creamed. Get it, the pun?
No, she's just getting iced.
She's getting iced. But the last time, didn't Trump crush it then, too?
Yeah.
Right?
Actually, so today's Throwback Thursday, and my daughter-in-law posted the last few elections, and it was I think Trump and Clinton was 2016, and it was Trump was that right, 5,000 to 3,300. And we only did it for 1 month every other time. We did it for 2 months this year because everybody was asking about them. Romney and Obama, Romney was like 700 to 600.
But Trump's
so
crushing
obviously
it.
that one, yep.
He is. And help me with this, though. Are people cool about it, or they keep it to themselves? They just buy the cookies and move on?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I mean, we really haven't had a whole lot of people have been much nicer. They'll say, sort of snide things to each other, but not like vulgar or rotten things. It doesn't seem this election, so we're really happy about that. We're monitoring the posts and taking off ones that are or deleting the ones that are, derogatory. But it hasn't been too bad. It's been a lot better.
Oh, it has.
People are behaving. Yeah.
Why? Why do you think so? Because generally they don't.
Well, I mean, first of all, we did post on top of it that we weren't going to put up with it this time.
Oh,
if
nice.
it gets out of hand, we would shut the posts off. So, and I don't know. I have a feeling that it's just getting better. People are starting to get sick of all the hate and animosity and stuff. It's an election like any other election. It should be.
Okay, I'll take your word for it, but I don't see that on my social media, brother. And I know
I'm hoping for that. I'm hoping for that.
Hey, I got to ask you something personal before you go, because I think it's really relevant, because we just had this talk.
Yeah.
One of my close friends, who's an incredibly successful businessman, not that it's relevant here, but you think big shot, doesn't really care about dogs. So he was in Vegas on a personal trip with his wife, having a great time, and they had a dog for 14 years, and the dog passed. They canceled all their plans and flew home. And he literally said, I don't feel like he wouldn't leave the office because he didn't feel like going home to an empty house without that dog. You lost your dog. It's that devastating, is it not? Right?
It is that devastating, no question.
Why is that?
And I would have never believed that until I experienced it.
Right? And your dog, you had your dog with you, if I'm not mistaken, every single day for how long?
Every day for 14 and a half years.
Yeah, man, I get that completely.
Yeah.
In fact, we were lucky enough, Christine and myself, Mark has insane taste, and so he said, come over and see my house. And we did, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I did not know this, but we see this when he opens the door. Is on I think it's Sunday night, who cares? He opens the door, and running across the floor is this gorgeous dog that weighs like 4 pounds. You got a new dog. And you said originally you told me never again. You told me never again.
Yeah, I wasn't going to get one, but after about a month, my wife said to me, either get on medication or get a dog. So I got a dog. But I didn't tell very many people because I kind of felt funny about it.
Why is that? Like you weren't being loyal or what?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
That's stupid. None of it makes sense. But
no, I disagree. I think it does make sense. And I see it with our dog. When you get home from work, man, they love you. They don't care what the hell day it is, what time it is, what mood you're in. They love you. It's this love that you can't get anywhere else. And loyalty, right?
Yeah, and they don't really do anything to really annoy you.
That's
like, you don't. Like, there's kids that get on your nerves at different times, all your kids and your spouse and all that. But your dog just always is always good.
And so he said something I don't want to gloss over because actually this is important, and he's joking, but it's actually true. Your wife said to you, either get on medication or get a new dog. She did, right?
Yeah, she did. And she's not really much of a dog person. She likes my dog, but she wouldn't have a dog if I didn't have one.
My brother told me this, Chris, had their dog for like 14 years, and he says, I never cry, and he cried. And every time if we see his wife, and the dog just died, when I mention the dog's name, I can't even mention it, she starts crying. What's changed since we were growing up, Mark? Because it wasn't like this when we were growing up.
I don't know. I honestly don't know because I had dogs growing up, and I was never attached to a dog like this. I don't know. Maybe it's when guys get older, they get more emotional about their animals.
Wow.
I don't know.
And hold on. With my sister-in-law, she became an empty nester, and so all the kids are gone. It's just her and the dog. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah, it's like your family. And again, they don't talk back to you. They don't really do things intentionally to hurt you. They are totally loyal. And like my dog, Izzy, she was kind of like, we just kind of like knew each other so well. She followed me where I went. She sat when I sat, went to sleep when I went to sleep. And it's just really a comfortable relationship.
And one of my boys who's sent me this beautiful picture of him and his newborn, and then they have this Mastiff that weighs, what do they weigh, Patrick? 175 pounds?
Some of them, yeah.
Some of them?
Some of them over 200.
And he makes a point. It's that people aren't as close anymore. I think that's true, too. I do.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, I like the smaller dogs, too, because I like smaller poop.
Right on. That Mastiff takes like a 12-pound crap, and I ain't cleaning that
Oh, my
crap.
goodness. I couldn't even imagine.
I can't either, man. Hey, man, thank you. By the way, I got to thank you. Samantha, who was our producer, left here last week, and you made her the most beautiful cake she'd ever seen in her life, and you did that because you're a great man and a great friend. Thanks, my man.
Thanks, Marty.
All right, brother. Mark Sorreo. Look up class act in the dictionary, and you'll see him and then his entire family. They get it. They really do, man. And the story about the dogs. When his dog died, he went into a funk, man. And that is not unusual. It just isn't. They become your children. And I see it with my wife. It's actually fascinating to watch.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
Tree service, the best, most highly trained, the best pricing, the safest, the most reliable, the most professional, and they do free tree service for veterans, World War II veterans. They're the most amazing people I ever met. My man Carlos, Greater Pitt Tree Service. I'm telling you, branches, trees, you name it, the biggest jobs and the smallest jobs. 412-415-7331. 412-415-7331. Call them.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. Call 800-290-7100. That's 800-290-7100. 800-290-7100.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
If you're experiencing low energy, brain fog, or bloating, then your body might need a detox. Active Liver from New Nordic makes it easy to help your liver to detox your body all year long without major changes to your diet or lifestyle.
It's happening here in Pennsylvania. Sanctuary cities are releasing violent illegal immigrants onto our streets with the help of Bob Casey. Casey voted repeatedly to fund these dangerous sanctuary cities. Casey's policy let more illegals, more criminals loose in our neighborhoods, making our families less safe. Worse, instead of deporting criminal illegals, Casey voted to give them amnesty. Casey's amnesty would give illegal immigrants your Social Security and Medicare. That's right, Casey would give your benefits to illegals, but he'd also make you pay more. Casey voted for higher taxes on seniors' Social Security benefits. Seniors can't afford higher taxes? Bob Casey, taxing you to pay illegals. It's just another Casey con job. It's time for a change. It's time to fire Bob Casey. Senate Leadership Fund paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. SenateLeadershipFund.org.
Imagine being able to change a child's story. I'm a volunteer at CASA of Westmoreland who is working to make that dream a reality. As a volunteer court-appointed special advocate, I advocate for abused and neglected children, ensuring their voices are heard in court. You can be that voice. Join CASA and make a lasting impact in a child's life. Visit casaofwestmoreland.org to volunteer or donate today. That's casaofwestmoreland.org. Be the change a child needs.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi for the Power of Bowser. Bowser Truck Month continues at Bowser Buick GMC, and our deals are as impressive as our trucks. Get ready for a truck that can handle anything you throw at it. The 2024 GMC Sierra Pro. Right now at Bowser Buick GMC, lease the 24 Sierra Pro for just $369 a month. Don't wait. Visit Bowser Buick GMC today and take advantage of these limited time offers. Our friendly and knowledgeable staff are ready to help you find your perfect truck. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $464 applies. 36 months, 10,000 miles per year with $29.99 due at signing. With approved credit through GM Financial. Offer ends October 31st. Bowser Buick, GMC, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
Are you looking for Medicare Advantage coverage? Aetna has Medicare Advantage plans that include prescription drug coverage with a 0 monthly plan premium. Plus, the plans include benefits like dental, vision, and hearing. Call Aetna today at 1-888-76-AETNA to learn more. One of our licensed agents will answer your call.
Aetna Medicare is an HMO PPO plan with a Medicare contract. Our DSNPs also have contracts with state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal. Plan features and availability may vary by service area.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Retail sales rose by more than expected in September, up 0.4%. Coming off a slight surprise rise in August. Now, there were gains at restaurants, at pet stores, florists, supermarkets, clothing stores, and more. Gas station receipts, they were down because gas prices were down. As for auto sales, they rose just barely, though. Now, that boost in spending has Wall Street seeing more gains today. The Dow, which began the day at a record high, up now 0.33%. The S&P is also up about 0.33%. The NASDAQ, 0.5% higher. In the last few months, Uber has explored a bid to acquire the online travel booking site Expedia. Now, no formal offer was ever made by Uber, and there are no scheduled talks right now. And just in time for the holidays, oh, she's back. JCPenney store is coming out with a new Martha Stewart holiday collection. Bedroom, bathroom, and kitchen essentials just in time for the big day. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Tell you what, I'm serious about this. Some of the best Italian food I've ever had in my life. And I mean, I'm an old guy. This restaurant in Oakmont, Michael A's. Whoo! Slamming. Folks, slamming. 9.9 on a scale of 10. Seriously, Michael A's, Oakmont. Homemade. Handcrafted Italian. I'm telling you, it'll be the best you've ever eaten. Michael A's, Oakmont.
The 50,000-watt voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's kind of a breaking news scenario. The candy jar's back out in the front desk. It was gone. But I tell you what happens. There's an ebb and flow. So right now, it has just that chewing gum, like the double bubble stuff. It's not sugar free. So when you bite into it, your teeth break off in your mouth. So that generally means that SPAC, Big Boss SPAC, who makes sure that it's always full, is that they're low on chocolate. When they put chocolate in there, like Butterfingers or something, boom, gone. So I think it's because I don't see the news people back here really eating it unless it happens at night. And Pratt weighs like 6 pounds, so there's no way he's doing it. I think it's probably the sports guys over at the Fan. You know? It's not me. I wish it was. I used to eat handfuls of it. I can't anymore. I don't get much flavor from it. If anyone out there's had chemo, radiation, it jacks with your taste buds. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. So the candy jar's back out there, but it's full of chewing gum. We'll see. I still don't have, and I know you're worried about this, my Uncrustable. I forgot it, and now I don't have any lunch. And I know you feel horrible about that, but I'm suffering. One more thing I want to say. Before the top of the next hour, we're going to play a bunch of Kamala Harris stuff from the Fox interview. I watched it. Look, man, I've seen so much of this stuff. It becomes a little redundant. Yeah, they kind of squabbled, but I do that with guests all the time. I got no problem with how he questioned her. Honestly, I would have done the same thing. And he wasn't trying to be malicious. He was actually a gentleman. Brett Baer, is that it? It is? He's good. He's a talent. He's obviously knows his stuff, and I would have asked her the same questions, and she got, I don't know if the word is upset, but she wanted her chance to answer. I like those interviews better than just the straight, stiff, monotonal stuff I hear, and then the Trump stuff where it's just stream of consciousness stuff. And I'd rather see what I saw there. But here's the waste of time on her part. The Fox folks, man, it's become a cliche. If she had the cure for cancer, they'd have bitched. I'm just telling you. If she gave every single person who listened to the interview $1 million, they would bitch about the taxes. It's just where we're at in our culture. It just is. My father-in-law and his wife, and I love my in-laws, they listen to Fox all the time. They become Fox zombies. And so all you do, wow, the Israeli foreign minister, Hamas leader, wow. Breaking news, CBS is breaking in. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. Can you see, my man, Ryan, can you see if you can grab CBS programming here with this breaking in? This is important stuff. A lot of us pay a lot of attention to what's happening in Israel, and why wouldn't we? The future of no, not yet? All right. Well, find a way to plug into it, my man. Ask a PJ, please. Israel says the top Hamas leader in Gaza has been killed. Yes, go.
And one of its other missions to, quote, find and kill Sinwar. CBS News foreign correspondent Ramy Inocencio joins us from Tel Aviv. Ramy, this has been talked about on social media for the better part of 2 hours. We now, through the foreign minister, have what constitutes confirmation. What else can you tell us?
Yes, that's right, Major. The Foreign Minister Israel Katz saying that this is a great military and moral achievement here, also pushing back that this is everything that they wanted against the evil Axis led by Iran. And images of Sinwar first started circulating around 3 p.m. local time here. It's now been about 5 hours or so since then. images of what appeared then to be a dead man curled up in a pile of rubble and with a deep gash across the top of his head. The IDF then released a statement about an hour later saying that during operations in the Gaza Strip, they killed 3 terrorists, and then they started checking the possibility that one of them was, in fact, Yahya Sinwar. Tests were run on his DNA. His fingerprints were checked because Israel has those records from the time Sinwar spent in prison. And now, interestingly, local Israeli media are reporting that Sinwar's killing may actually have been by chance, that Israeli troops were clearing the area, saw these 3 people, fired on them, and only when they went to inspect their bodies did they think that one of the men looked like Yahya Sinwar, and now we get that confirmation that it was.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. So, breaking news, CBS, we just grabbed that chunk. I think it's important you hear that. Looks like the head of Hamas has been killed. There's a couple of schools of thought that at some point Hamas will say, all right, we had enough. Let's have some peace here. There's another school of thought that suggests that this will just make it worse. We will see.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
KDKA is supported by Friendship Village of South Hills. Friendship, it's in the name. With recent renovations almost complete, this resort-style senior living community delivers amenities, personalized services, and hospitality to Pittsburgh area residents in search of a stable future, new connections, and new adventures. More information can be found at friendshipvillagepa.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-511-3535. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider, 800-511-3535. That's 800-511-3535. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with, call Big Lou at 800-511-3535.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Sunny and 53 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. A report on the July 13th Trump rally shooting was released this morning by an independent review panel. KDKA Radio's Paul Rasmussen has more.
One of the panel members says the Secret Service has become bureaucratic and complacent and should be restructured.
There's an insularity to the Secret Service that's not good for any human organization. It's good to get fresh perspectives, fresh blood.
The harsh report paints a picture of an agency struggling to think critically about how it carries out its mission, especially protecting Donald Trump.
A 26-year-old woman died after being struck by a vehicle last night in Jefferson Hills Borough. The incident happened around 7:30 near the Shop and Go Deli on Route 837. The medical examiner's office says 26-year-old Jessica Schroeder died at the hospital. It's unclear if the driver of the vehicle stayed at the scene or not, or if any charges will be filed. A young man fell from the 7th-story balcony last night in Pleasant Hills. It happened before 7:30 in the 100 block of Cerasi Drive. First responders say the 19-year-old fell about 60 feet and was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Investigators say preliminary information shows no signs of foul play. The number of guns intercepted by TSA at Pittsburgh International has now reached 3 dozen. This time, a Munhall woman brought a 9mm handgun to the security checkpoint Wednesday morning. It was loaded with 12 bullets found inside a carry-on bag. At the current rate, 2024 will be a record year for people taking their guns to the airport. Boxing champion Paul Spadafora is expected to make a full recovery. That's the word from his wife in an interview with the Tribune Review. The former IBF lightweight champ is in a Las Vegas hospital after being attacked by his dog. Nadine Spatafore said the attack severed an artery in his left arm, which was repaired during surgery. Paul's no longer on a ventilator and is in stable condition at Sunrise Hospital and Medical Center. Leaving garbage out long before pickup day is likely to have consequences next year. City Council is expected to pass next week an amendment to legislation making it easier for the city to crack down on residents violating the garbage code. Councilmember Bob Charlin.
If your neighbor left their can out on a Monday and the trash day is a Thursday, we have to see that 3 separate times before we can actually issue a citation.
The changes would also apply to people who combine garbage with recyclables. If approved, the changes would go into effect in 2025. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 191 points, the NASDAQ up 93, the S&P 500 is up 19. KDK Sports, Penguins outlasted the Sabres 6-5 in overtime last night. In the process of getting Malkin scored his 500th career goal, and Sidney Crosby, who assisted on that goal, surpassed the 1,600-point plateau. He now has 1,602 points. He, of course, scored the game winner in overtime. News brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. For your perfect new roof and a lifetime warranty, trust PJ.com. KDK Radio News Time is 1:03. Learn how the Inflation Reduction Act is impairing your Medicare plan. Contact Dina Schmidt at One Health Benefits, 724-799-8873. Sunny and 53 degrees in Pittsburgh. Your AccuWeather forecast is next.
If you needed one more reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler, get this. Diamonds Direct maintains involvement in the entire diamond process and handpicks the best just for you. You see, any jeweler can claim to be a direct importer or have so-called partnerships overseas, but Diamonds Direct has special access that others simply don't have. Nobody can get closer to the source than Diamonds Direct. Indeed, Diamonds Direct is recognized in the industry as a world diamond powerhouse with unrivaled buying power and decades of inside connections that go back to their roots as actual diamond cutters. Bottom line, Diamonds Direct is without question the jeweler here that can truly offer the absolute best value. We're true talking direct importer prices on hand-selected diamonds that come straight from the source. Make no mistake, Diamonds Direct refuses to be undersold on GIA-certified diamonds. And we challenge you, let us prove it. Diamonds Direct, your source for the ultimate diamond value. Proud to call the Steel City home. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
PNC Bank is committed to helping the customers and the communities they serve move forward financially. To do this, they're implementing their community benefits plan that focuses on affordable home lending, small business loans, and employee volunteerism, and creating other opportunities to give back on a local level. They're proud to be part of the Pittsburgh community. See how PNC Bank can make a difference for you at pnc.com/our commitments. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Lots of clouds for the rest of today. Windy at times and much cooler than yesterday with a couple of showers, the high only 53. Tonight, mostly cloudy and chilly with a shower, the low 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Today is the final day of our 2-day sale, October 17th, with great savings. Frank Dentisi.
San Giorgio spaghetti, thin spaghetti or elbow pasta, 60-ounce box, 89 cents each, and lump crab meat, 1 pound can, $8.99 each. Come see us at Coombs.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I love all of you folks in your commentary. First, you whined because Kamala Harris didn't do any interviews. Now you whine when she does interviews. You know what that means? You cannot be happy, lad. Here's what I say. You are the folks that would bitch about the lottery. Yeah. The most famous whiner I've ever known, on a personal level, John Steigerwald. Woo! Damn. If you gave Steige $1 million, he would complain forever about the taxes. It was his thing. If his lips were moving, he was complaining. He would complain about, and by the way, very intelligent, very funny, very engaging, well-known sports casting family. One year he was going to cover the Super Bowl with the Steelers. He was complaining about the food. Who gives a damn? That's what you folks are like. There are certain people in your life, and I can, in my mind's eye, they're popping up like little photographs, that no matter what happens, it sucks. I avoid those people like a bad rash. And so I find it fascinating. I post this stuff about Harris and Trump mainly to get a rise out of you people. And I love it when you people post, you better watch it. He'll block you. I block jagoffs. Absolutely. But, lady, I got, 65,000 people on Facebook and another 20,000 and other. We reached over 100 million people in social media in the last couple of years. 150 plus million in the last 2 or 3 years. So we ain't blocking a lot of people. I'm blocking idiots. If you're rude and crude and lewd and disgusting and disgraceful, yeah, I don't want you around. I just don't. Why would I? If you have common sense and we disagree, so what? I tell people this all the time. Mother and father were zealots about this show. They listened every day. My mother would have it on in every room in the house. And she would call after the show and we would disagree. She was my mom. So what? She disagreed with me. There's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful older woman that I love. Her son's a really, really good friend of mine. He's a famous surgeon and doctor. And I love her. And I hear from her all the time. And sometimes we disagree. So what? Janine Guthrie loves Trump. Loves. I love having her. We disagree. I don't care. What I care about is the lewd, crude, and rudeness of some of you people. And it's my prerogative that if I want to block those people, I can. But just call me crazy, but when you reach 150 million people, there's some people left. That's just the idiots who are now on the outside looking in, who are irritated. That being said, I'm going to play some clips from Kamala Harris last night, and she was on Fox with Brett Baer. They were both fine. I like a little zing. I like a little zip. I like the conflict. I like the animus. I do. But the people saying she's a clown, you don't belong in this conversation. That woman is not a clown. You're ignorant, by definition. You just are. Those are the people, honestly, that suggest that Kamala Harris, I get these texts, she's a moron, she's an idiot. There's no way a rational thinking person could suggest she's a moron and an idiot. You could say you don't like her. Those are the people that my man Martin Luther King wrote this for, and I use it almost daily. Nothing in the world is more dangerous than sincere ignorance and conscientious stupidity. Fact. That being said, listen to, we pulled a bunch of clips, Ryan did and Patrick did, from her interview last night on Fox. It was what, a half hour? About that, about a half hour. 27 minutes, something like that. Who cares? And let's play them, Ryan, one at a time. And then we'll do a how did she do thing after that. All right? Go ahead, Ryan. Thanks, buddy. Kamala Harris, Brett Baer, Fox.
Making her first appearance on Fox News as a candidate.
Let me be very clear. My presidency will not be a continuation of Joe Biden's presidency.
Vice President Harris was pressed on what she'd do about immigration.
They need more resources, and Congress ultimately is the only place that that's going to get fixed.
But Harris also wanted to use her time to bring up issues Fox News viewers don't normally hear about, like how former Trump administration officials are speaking out against him.
Former defense secretaries, national security advisor, and his vice president. One, that he is unfit to serve, that he is unstable.
And criticism of his rhetoric.
He has talked about turning the American military on the American people.
The interview came as she joined more than 100 Republicans in suburban Pennsylvania, hoping to woo voters who might not normally back a Democrat.
No matter your party, no matter who you voted for last time, there is a place for you in this campaign.
As for former President Donald Trump, he took questions from undecided Latino voters on Univision.
We're going to create a lot of jobs. We create jobs.
He defended what happened on January 6, 2021.
But that was a day of love from the standpoint of the millions. It's like hundreds of thousands.
And stood by spreading false claims that Haitian immigrants in Springfield, Ohio, are eating pets.
I was just saying what was reported. That's been reported. And eating other things, too, that they're not supposed to be.
Trump also sat for a Fox town hall meeting this week before a mostly friendly crowd of women voters. It led to this claim when he was asked about abortion rights.
I'm the father of IVF.
That prompted this response from Harris.
Called himself the father of IVF. And if what he meant is taking responsibility, well, then, yeah, he should take responsibility for the fact that 1 in 3 women in America lives in a Trump abortion ban state.
There you go. We're pulling a bunch of clips, and at the end of the day, it depends on whether or not you like her or him. It's a fact. I mean, a lot of you, doesn't matter what she said. Honestly, it doesn't matter how she acts. You hate her. Okay, I get it. That's how you feel. But to say she's a clown, an idiot, a moron, that's not true. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't fit. And I just don't think it's important. And at the end of the day, I think that in order for us to move forward once there's an election, because I really cannot take, like if Trump loses, I'm not going to listen to you folks whine for 4 years. If Trump wins, I'm not going to listen to you folks whine for 4 years. There has to be a way that you can kind of come to peace with whoever the winner is here. And one of my boys who's insanely successful and was sending me all this rhetoric about Trump and Harris, and the guy's insanely successful, probably owns $50 million worth of real estate. I said, my man, regardless of who wins, for you, Monday will go to Tuesday. You're still going to pay the 35% in taxes. You still have a wonderful family and a wonderful life. He sent me a note last night. He said, you know what? Monday will go to Tuesday. Meantime, we're going to play some specific clips when we come back. For those who listen, don't call me if you didn't listen. Don't call me and say she stunk if you didn't hear what she said. My question to you is, how did she do? Kamala Harris. How did she do? 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
In business, service is everything. Cintas delivers what you need to better serve your customers. Whether it's freshly laundered work apparel for almost any job imaginable, tested and inspected fire protection systems, first aid and safety supplies, on-site AED training, or mops and restroom products, stocked and ready when you need them. Better work days happen together. So visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
I'm Andy Robb with your Lowe's Weekend Weather Update. A beautiful weekend on tap kicks off Saturday. Plenty of sunshine with highs in the low to mid-70s. Saturday night, mainly clear, a bit chilly with lows in the low to mid-40s. And on Sunday, another beautiful day, mostly sunny, highs in the low to mid-70s. Lowe's knows it's easier to make the right calls when you have the right team. Download the Lowe's app to get our home improvement playbook in your hands so you can get our team's expertise anytime.
I went to high school with Bob Tootie from Tootie Mechanical. So I've known him, 40 plus years? His business is insane. Tootie Mechanical. The service is unbelievable. The professionalism is unbelievable. And the help, man, they've put 400 free furnaces in homes. Tootie Mechanical is the best for HVAC I've ever seen in my career. They're amazing people. Amazing service. Tootie, 412-771-4100. Call him.
I'm Ken, and I'm a former Trump voter. His disrespect for the military, the people that serve in the military, and for his incessant lying, his total lack of character, there's no way that I could support him to be president of the United States again. As far as the choice to vote for Kamala Harris, absolute no-brainer. Absolute, total no-brainer. No hesitation from this lifelong Republican whatsoever.
Republican Accountability PAC, Inc., paid for and is responsible for the content of this advertising. Not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. ra-pac.org.
Look, Julian Gray and I became good friends when my parents passed. And in those difficult times, I'll tell you what he did. He got us through it. Seriously, with estate planning, unbelievable. With managing the taxes, unbelievable. With a will, unbelievable. This is what they do, folks. They're certified elder law attorneys, and they are committed to helping you with legal issues and protecting your family. Julian Gray is the best I've ever known. I have gone in his office in a frenzy, worried about taxes, about the estate, about how to manage money, about how to manage my future. And Julian Gray and his people answer those questions. They're the best going. GrayOuterLaw.com, GrayOuterLaw.com, 412-458-6000, 412-458-6000, the best. So I have taken family and friends personally to the offices of John Perry at Rosen and Perry. Why? Well, with medical malpractice cases, they have doctors on staff to answer your questions. They have some of the biggest, this is a fact, settlements in the history of this region. Fact. They care, man. They care big time. John Perry at Rosen and Perry, one of the best attorneys in America. 412-281-4200. 412-281-4200. Rosen and Perry.
Serious savings at your local Par-Mar store. Dan Zangrili reminding you to download the Par-Mar Stores app and save big. Get 3 cooler beverage items with your Par-Mar rewards card and get 10 cents off per gallon of gas. And remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the relief hotline at 800-525-8448. 800-525-8448. 800-525-8448.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, let's play a couple more clips and we'll take a couple calls.
And here's the bottom line. He has repeated it many times, and you and I both know that. And you and I both know that he has talked about turning the American military on the American people. He has talked about going after people who are engaged in peaceful protest. He has talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy. And in a democracy, the President of the United States, in the United States of America, should be willing to be able to handle criticism without saying he'd lock people up for doing it. And this is what is at stake, which is why you have someone like the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff saying what Mark Milley has said about Donald Trump being a threat to the United States of America.
He's quoted in the Bob Woodward book that way, yes. Let me ask you this, Madam Vice President. You call Donald Trump, you call Donald Trump, he's misguided. You say now he's unstable.
He is unstable, Brett.
All right, we get it. So, I appreciate it, Ryan. So there you go. And look, whether or not you like, excuse me, whether or not you like the cadence of that, the back and forth of that, to suggest two things: that he was a pit bull and rude and ignorant is not true. I would have done the same thing, honestly. And you don't like that, too bad. Or that she's incompetent and stupid and clownish is also not true. It just isn't. I mean, I listened to the whole thing. Nothing jumps out at you like, oh my gosh, he's an idiot. Nothing jumps out at you as, oh my God, he's a jerk. I thought it was good back and forth. It's the guy who goes in the restaurant and says, the food's great, but those napkins, they're not folded right. I mean, you could nitpick anything and find out that in your mind, because you don't like Fox, that he's an idiot and biased. Was there a bias to it? I don't know. He was asking questions that the Fox folks would like to hear, and they have a massive audience, and you have to respect that. Look, no one's more biased than CNN. I honestly don't like watching them anymore, but they're so biased. I mean, they say they're not, but I've been at this a while. It's just gross. Same with Fox. But I watch them all. I kind of flip around, grab sound from everywhere. The media is biased. Pick your poison, but pick it all. I like the Wall Street Journal. You folks go after that. The Wall Street Journal did a piece on whether or not we're better off with Trump or her in terms of taxes, and they say that we're better off with her because Trump would tax us more. You say the Wall Street Journal sucks. Oh, okay. Okay. At the end of the day, it's your bias and your decision-making. My question to you is, how did she do? 866-391-1020. How did she do? 866-391-1020. She did it. She's making the rounds, doing radio, newspapers, Fox, Howard Stern. I saw people denigrating Howard Stern. He's a bomb. He's washed up. Okay. Millions of people listen to him every day. No matter where she goes, the people that don't like her say, the interviewer sucks and she sucks. But that's where you're stuck. You're buried in your mind. You got your little labyrinth of ignorance in your head, and you can't get past that. That's fine. But my problem is you can't get past that. So it doesn't matter what she said or what she did. In your world, she sucks. Okay, fine. Chuck, go ahead.
Hey, Marty. This political rhetoric going back and forth, and by the way, I think Kamala did well in that and speaking what she believes is the truth.
She's certainly not a clown. She's certainly not a clown and an idiot and a moron.
No.
I mean,
no. I give credit to both candidates, actually, on both sides. Regardless of my political view, Abraham Lincoln went down in history as one of the most important and best presidents in the country. If you do some reading, he didn't have cabinet members with his political view. He had people on both sides. He listened to the opposition.
True.
He listened and reasoned.
True.
And I'm a firm believer in that. I listen to people with different points of view to form an educated opinion.
Yeah, but most people don't. Most people don't think that way today. Would you give me that?
I would say that's a fair statement,
Yeah.
and it's unfortunate. And what I would suggest is, we are all Americans,
Yeah.
and no matter who gets elected, we need to remember that we are all Americans.
Right.
If we would just go and fly our flags outside of our houses, and let's get patriotic. And for those who don't know, I would encourage them to read Article 2, actually read Article 1, 2, and 3 of the U.S. Constitution. The powers that be are divided for a reason, so we don't have a dictatorship.
Thanks, my man. I love you. I love what you said. We ran out of time. I could listen to you forever, but very, very, very good stuff.
Did you miss this week's Allegheny Health Network Medical Frontiers? Log on to the Allegheny Health Network website to listen to your favorite Medical Frontiers show. Visit ahn.org/Medical Frontiers podcast and look for your favorite Medical Frontiers show.
So when I went to physical, and it's a physical therapy joint in Monroeville for balance for me personally. It's really changed everything about my balance. I couldn't do rock climbing. I can now. I felt uneasy coming downstairs in the morning. I feel great now. I'm serious. It's amazing what they do at Physical. Physical. Physical, 412-457-8200. It's in Monroeville, right behind the Monroeville Mall. Physical, 412-457-8200.
Allegheny County is looking for poll workers to work the election November 5th. Poll workers earn $150 to $175 for the day, plus paid training. For more information and to apply, visit AlleghenyVotes.com. That's AlleghenyVotes.com.
Natural disasters happen every year. Fires, hurricanes, tornadoes. And with that, your most important moments recorded on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm could all be gone in an instant. Cherished moments like your wedding, baby's first steps, family trips to Yellowstone, lost. Enter Legacy Box. Digitizing your old media with Legacy Box protects your irreplaceable memories from the threat of natural disaster by digitally preserving them onto thumb drive, DVD, or the cloud, so they're safe forever. Legacy Box is the safest and easiest way to preserve your past, which is why it's been trusted by over 1 million families. Send Legacy Box your home movies, photos, and film. Their team of trained professionals will do the rest right here in the U.S. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering radio listeners an incredible 50% off. Go to legacybox.com/value and save 50% when you digitize your memories. That's legacybox.com/value.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studio.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Sunny and 55 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Without fundamental reform of the Secret Service, another Butler can and will happen. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has more.
That conclusion from an independent review panel looking into the near assassination of former President Trump. Panel member Francis Townsend says the Secret Service has become insular.
Bringing in outside leadership allows them to bring in ideas and practices from the private sector that they may not have been using up to now.
The report concludes the Secret Service needs new leaders from outside the agency.
Retired Secret Service agent Ron Layton is not surprised by the panel's findings. He tells KDK's Marty Griffin that he agrees it's time to bring in an outsider to try and fix the agency.
You got to have somebody in a group of people who understand the threat spectrum in terms of technology. You've got to have somebody who's technologically sophisticated, who understands leadership both from a transformative and a perspective of transactional, because everything's not broken.
Layton says things that are broken are a corrosive atmosphere due to budget constraints and a lack of critical thinking. Where it took him 7 years to protect the president, now some agents are getting that job after just 4. A young man fell from a 7-story balcony last night in Pleasant Hills. It happened before 7:30 in the 100 block of Cerasi Drive. First responders say the 19-year-old fell about 60 feet. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition. Investigators say preliminary information shows no signs of foul play. Boxing champion Paul Spadafore is expected to make a full recovery. That's the word from KDK's Rob Pratt, who spoke with his wife. He was attacked by his dog and severed an artery in his left arm, which was repaired during surgery. Paul is no longer on a ventilator. He's in stable condition at Sunrise Hospital and Medical Center. PPG is selling its architectural coatings business based in Cranberry. Company says it's selling the unit to the American Industrial Partners for $550 million. PPG is also cutting 1,800 jobs, domestic and some in Europe as well. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 168 points. NASDAQ up 104. The S&P 500 is up 18 points. KDK Radio News Time is 1:32. Our next update at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
This is Dr. Shufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. I'm here to ask you if you'd like to make some positive changes in your body and health. If your answer involves weight loss, then I indeed can help. You can have that excess weight off in a matter of months. It'll be you and me throughout the process, everyday food, supplements, and accountability. Stop putting very important things off and call me today at 1-800-900-THIN. It could be a difference between life and death.
Putting on the uniform after being sidelined? What a feeling. You've spent hours icing, stretching, rehabbing, and now AHN Sports Medicine has you back on the field. Your injury is a distant memory, your speed back in full force, and your ball skills have never looked so good. You're back at your best. Maybe better than your best. Go next level at ahn.org/sportsmed.
Folks, I'm so jazzed about this. Got to introduce you to this great company. 3 cousins. So cool. Calvin, Sam, and Steve, owners of CNS Construction, local guys, Pittsburgh's premier builder for decks, roofs, siding, windows, and doors. You got to check out their work all around town. They're cousins. Call the cousins. 989-COUSINS. That's 989-COUSINS. And right now, they're offering half-off installation. CNS Construction. I'm serious about this. I've seen their work. Love them.
Looking for a hometown restaurant to feed your team? Well, look no further than Monticello's Italian Restaurant and Pizza. More than 175 million slices of pizza have been sold since Monticello's opened its doors 45 years ago. From homemade lasagna, stuffed shells, chicken wings, or chicken marsala to slow-cooked roast beef, salads, and, of course, pizza, it's all made fresh to order. Visit one of Monticello's 6 North Hills locations for lunch or dinner. Visit Monticello's.com for a taste of homemade Italian food.
The Halloween sale's happening now at Spitzer Acura. But don't worry, there's absolutely no tricks. Panda only dishes out treats at Spitzer Acura, like monster savings on new Acuras with the Panda price and a sweet lifetime powertrain warranty at no charge. Plus, anytime you come in for service, you'll get a complimentary loaner vehicle. So don't miss the Halloween sale. Stop in and let our friendly consultants help you find your perfect new Acura.
Whack more. Spend less at Spitzer Acura McMurray.
Our world revolves around you.
See dealer for details.
Want more? Sure you do. More friends, a little more time, a few more laughs. More is a good thing, unless you're talking about risk of serious illness from a respiratory virus. But as we get older, we're more at risk for severe flu, COVID-19, and RSV. Worst birthday presents ever, right? But vaccines lower your risk, so you can keep doing more of all life's good stuff. Get started at vaccines.gov. Risk less, do more. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will be mostly cloudy, blustery, and much cooler than recent days with a couple of showers and a high just 53. Mostly cloudy tonight with a passing shower and a low of 41. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Longing for thick, healthy, gorgeous hair? Say goodbye to shedding thin and dull hair and hello to thick, healthy hair with hair volume from New Nordic.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us at the Big K Morning Show tomorrow, 5:30 until 10. We have a complete rundown of everything going on in and around town this weekend. So join us.
So Yins know we're in the process of working on an interview with Mr. Trump. Have been in communication with his people all day. The truth is, and it will set you free, is that Pittsburgh matters. It's always mattered to us, right? Because it's our town and we're very provincial. And we love it here. But it's never been more important than it is now. So all these big shots, including Trump, want a voice, and they know the relevance that you folks have. I am convinced, and so are they. His people have been wonderful. Have not had, well, actually had some feedback from Kamala Harris's people. They're decent, but there's no glimmer of hope that you ever get her on a radio show. Now, I don't understand why. I said this to a Cuban, and I mean this. I'm not joking about this. So Mark, I was telling Patrick this, and my wife for sure. I've known Mark for more than 20 years, and I've never seen him like this. He's obsessed. obsessed. Every show I turn on, the network shows all of them. The View, you name it, CNN, Fox, you name it. And then the social media folks, he's everywhere, man. And it's all the time. Campaigning for Harris. I mean, it's crazy. But I told him, I said, why is it so difficult to get you on KDKA when your voice could matter more on this station than any other place you're at? Why? Because if you believe what we believe and what I believe and what we've been telling you, this could be the spot, man. The epicenter of the change of America. It's true. And so the fact is, Trump's folks were texting me this morning. We're trying to set him up here, get him on for a segment. We give everyone a fair shot. Just as Kamala Harris went on Fox, she's like, what the hell? What do I have to lose? Nothing. Now, did she change one heart or one mind? There's no way. The Fox folks I know are same as the CNN folks I know. The CNN folks are so far left, they're out of the frame. And the Fox folks are so far right, they're out of the frame. Okay, that's fine. It is what it is. But they do it because the hope is you get it out there. And what happens now is most people see the snippets. They don't see it on Fox. They see it on X, Instagram, somewhere else, some platform. It's where I watched the interview. I forgot it was on last night, and so I ended up watching it. Guy posted the entire interview on X, okay, and then clips on X with their silly commentary. Just saying. I want to play something cool, though. Get away from politics. This is something good. This is what makes all of us great. The kindness and the generosity of making a difference with our crew here at Get Marty and folks like Bill Artman with Giant Eagle. Here's a chance to get 150 turkeys to an organization that needs them, quite frankly. Listen to Bill Artman, the chairman of Giant Eagle, from about 2 hours ago. Listen. Let's do something really cool for consumers. As I've said, I've been lucky enough to have Bill as a friend, and so we see each other, and he's always talking about making a difference. And let's team up and do something really cool, Bill.
Yeah, I wanted to, in conjunction with us launching a turkey program today, I wanted to reach out and partner with you, and maybe we can help some of our neighbors who are in need, and thought we would donate a pallet of turkeys, which is 150 turkeys, that you and I could work on, getting into the right hands of those in need, and we're happy to do it. And we take great pride in the fact that part of our responsibility as a leader in the community is take care of our neighbors, and that's what we want to do.
I love this, man. It's kind of the way you were raised. It's kind of your thought processes. This is intuitive for you. It's in your DNA, isn't it, sir, to make a difference? I mean, Patrick, remember we didn't have food, no food at all in the desert. What was the town where he sent the food truck in? In Clariton, right? In Clariton.
Right, yes.
And so my point is, you have this in you, so you want to make a difference like this, do you not, sir?
We do. Personally, I take great pride in believing that if you take care of your communities take care of you, you take care of your people take care of you. And then, as a company, we believe in purpose beyond profit. And, purpose is, making sure that we take care of people.
I love it, man. I'm all in. I love this idea. And by the way, lay us out again. How do you get a free turkey?
Between today and November 9th, spend $300 in our stores, and you will receive a free turkey up to 15.99 pounds. Spend $400 in that same time frame, and you get a turkey that will be 16 pounds or above. So it takes care of the smaller family and the bigger family. That in conjunction with some very aggressive promotions we're going to run for the holidays should really set our customers and our guests up with with a really good, high-quality experience at an affordable price.
You're going to give away a lot of turkeys, brother.
Huh. I hope so. That would make me very happy.
Very cool. Thanks, my man. We will have someone lined up within a few hours for this wonderful donation of 150 turkeys. You're the man. Thank you, sir.
That's great. Thanks, Marty. Take care.
I love it. All right, so that's the deal. So here's the deal. Two things. We will have this posted on X and other social media platforms so you can watch it, and then a way to ask. Let me know if you want these turkeys. We're looking for churches or organizations, nonprofits. Email me, get Marty at kdkradio.com, get Marty at kdkradio.com. It's 150 turkeys. We have a couple really good organizations that have already asked, and we will find out how we're getting the turkeys and how we're going to distribute the turkeys. But I love the gesture. And I know it's kind of marketing for a Giant Eagle, but I also like the idea of get a turkey if you spend $300. I do that on a regular basis there. I do the shopping because I like to. I like going to the store. But it's a pallet of turkeys that Bill called last night, said, I want to do this on your show live, and we love hearing from him. Email me, get Marty at kdkradio.com, get Marty at kdkradio.com. This is something that you'd be interested in or something that you'd have a family member interested in or a friend that has a charity. All right? All right. All right. Get Marty at kdkradio.com. Get Marty at kdkradio.com. In the middle of all the political madness and the rhetoric, I wanted to throw that out there today because I think it's important. I will be fine when the election's over. I'm cool with either one of these candidates winning. My life is my life. All right? All right. Get Marty at kdkradio.com. Let us know if you want the turkeys.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This is the story of the one. As a facility technician installing a new welding station, he knows getting the ventilation right is critical for safety. That's why when questions arise, there's Grainger. Grainger offers detailed technical product information online at his fingertips, so it's easy to find what he needs. Because when it comes to safety, having answers means he and his people can breathe a little easier. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you have COPD, here are some reasons to go see your pulmonologist again. 1, those flare-ups you keep having, they have the chance to cause permanent lung damage. 2, we now know a certain type of inflammation can cause flare-ups for some people. And 3,
when can I see Grandma?
Need more reasons? Visit www.livewithcopd.com.
Is your furnace ready for winter? Galease Services is here to keep you cozy. Their furnace tune-up not only ensures your system runs smoothly, but also improves energy efficiency, helping you save on your winter utility bills. Visit Galease.com and stay warm with Galease Services.
Call Galease. When you call yourself the voice of Pittsburgh, you have to know when to not talk. Sometimes you just need to be the ears of Pittsburgh. Just listen. Listen to what you have to say. These are complicated and uncertain times. But when you need us, we're here for you. And we're listening. A trusted source that you can count on to be here. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Look out! Here comes Wrong Way Rob Matzy. Always flying the wrong way. Matzy sent millions of your tax dollars to Philadelphia. While here in Beaver County, we needed help. In fact, Rob Matzy votes 99% of the time with the woke Philadelphia liberals. And Rob Matzy's not lying straight when it comes to our values. Rob Matzy voted to make it easier to let violent criminals back on the street. Matzy even voted to let biological males on girls' sports teams and in their locker rooms. With Wrong Way Rob Matzy in the cockpit, it's all left-wing. Rob Matzy doesn't share our values anymore. A lifetime on the taxpayer dime made him forget where he's from. To Rob Matzy, Beaver County's just flyover country. But there's hope. Michael Parrish shares our values. He'll fight for jobs, lower taxes, and make life affordable again. Michael Parrish, he shares our values. One of us for a change.
Paid for by HRCC, authorized by Michael Parrish.
Stop your grinding with Brooks Night Guard. Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. I ended up going to a dentist, and he wants to charge over $600 for a night guard. That's when I found the Brooks Night Guard. You mold it at home to the top or bottom teeth other mouth guards go all the way to the back, which allows the back teeth to touch. This is where most of the grinding and clenching occurs. The Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Order your Brux Night Guard today and get 10% off plus free shipping. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and enter the code BRUX91. That's BRUX91.
Stop your grinding with Brux Night Guard.
Our favorite reason to choose Diamonds Direct over any other jeweler? Free service for life with no fine print. That's right. When you buy your engagement ring or any piece of jewelry at Diamonds Direct, you will never have to pay a dime in the future for sizing, cleaning, or routine maintenance. Even if she accidentally knocks out a side accent diamond, Diamonds Direct will replace it free. Now, other stores claim to offer warranties, but the catch is that they won't honor it unless you bring your ring in for regular inspections. But at Diamonds Direct, inspections are never required. There's no gotcha clause. No fine print, no looking for ways to void the warranty. Plain and simple, at Diamonds Direct, we stand behind what we sell, and we're committed to service it at no charge for life, period. It's all part of our commitment to provide you with the ultimate in value and total confidence before, during, and long after your purchase. Diamonds Direct, the jeweler you can trust with a no questions asked 100% free lifetime warranty with no strings attached. Come see us to learn more. Proud to call the Steel City home. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. PPG will sell its architectural coatings business, including several manufacturing plants and 750 company-owned stores, for $550 million to American industrial partners and cut about 1,800 positions in the United States and Europe in a separate cost reduction plan. PPG, which is based in Pittsburgh and has one of the largest publicly traded companies, announced in February it had started a strategic review of its architectural coatings business in the United States and Canada. The deal with AIP is set to close in either 2024 or early 2025. Also, Solera Wine Company will open its doors in Lawrenceville on Friday, October 25th. The wine bar and retail shop was first announced in October of last year by Trevor Bourne and Aaron Godsman. The two previously served as general manager and executive chef at the Richard Deschamps-owned Meat and Potatoes between 2022 and 2023, but decided to trade the Cultural District restaurant for the Lawrenceville Wine Bar to work in a more relaxed environment. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Colin came in, and we always BS. And he's talking about these radio spots. We know some of these politicians, they've turned them into Satan's sinners, man. It's just weird.
Yeah, that one guy's going after Rob Matzey pretty good, huh?
But I don't get it. It's insidious, too. They're dark, man.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? I pay attention. Here's the way that I figured out that I generally go about this after being exposed to it for a bunch of cycles now. I pay attention the first time I see one, and then I tune out. Like, if I see a new one, I'll watch it. But if I see it and it's repetitive, I tune out to it. So it doesn't really have that much effect on me. The repetitive way that they beat into my head.
I've never seen it with locals. I've never in my life seen this kind of money spent on what you and I would in the past consider trivial races. I mean, honestly, I've never, ever seen this. Like, I really like Devlin Robinson. I just do. He's just a cool guy. Brother's that cop.
Yeah, that guy on South Side, yeah.
Really cool kid. Family roots are cool. He was in the Marines. He works his ass off. If you just watch the spots, it's like he's Satan.
Oh, yeah, and they're down ballot races.
I mean, it's crazy how they're coming after him. And Patrick mentioned this, and this is actually true. It's this crazy PAC money, man.
Uh-huh.
They suddenly give a damn about races they never cared about in their lives. It's bizarre. It's so annoying at this point. I have completely tuned it off. And I'll tell you why. I know most of these people. My mind was made up a long time ago. I could give a crap what I see on. I just don't care. At that. But the money's sick.
You watch a lot of TV?
I watch streaming stuff. And I've told you this. I work out 2.5 hours a day. And so when I'm working out, I always have some streaming show on. I watch no network television, a little news there. We don't have I can't name 2 shows on the networks. I just can't.
I don't watch any, really. My wife and daughter, I was saying this the other day, because there's very few wholesome family shows left, they're in love with Dancing with the Stars, though. Like, they watch every second of it. It's good bonding time. They have their phones out. They're, like, voting. You can vote 10 times or whatever.
I get it.
They don't watch the singing one, but they watch Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
And they talk about it, and they bond over it. So that's neat.
My kids get there with my wife, my daughters, and they watch that ridiculously ignorant Love Island crap.
Oh, yeah.
My daughters.
You keep talking to them like that, you're going to be on Golden Bachelor yourself.
I didn't call them ridiculous. You should listen. I said the show is ridiculous. And believe me, Daddy tells them, this show sucks.
Is it bad? What's it about?
They put all these really hot people that are very
none of them are bad looking, right?
No, they're flawless
right.
until they open their mouths and talk. and they go up for, how is it, what do they pick, some couple at the end? How's it work, Patrick?
Honestly, I don't watch it, so
he's lying.
And they're mating during this?
Yeah,
it's happening.
They fornicate a lot.
Okay, all right.
And someone gets money for something at the end.
Man, we're in the wrong business.
No, man.
We should go get on this.
Those
Marty.
shows are the worst.
Yeah, but I mean, if you were on, and then the other thing though, those people then springboard that into spin-off shows all the time.
Used to. Not as much
anymore.
Yeah, I mean, back in the day when this first came on, like the Survivor people, they were stars. Not as much anymore.
The Real World, the first Real World.
Yeah, exactly.
In San Francisco or whatever. The first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let me say this. The Golden Bachelorette.
Here we are.
65,000 women applied for that. It's crazy, man. Everybody.
How old do you have to be? 60, 70, 65?
I think the Marty Griffin theory in life is everybody wants to be. They all want to be. And that's their chance to be. I find it to be a ridiculous, obnoxious waste of time. And contrived. Because I know people that produce on these shows, and Patrick knows this better than anyone. They tell them what to do.
You want to hear a prediction?
Yeah.
If Trump loses the election, he'll get divorced and he'll go on one of those shows.
Oh, my gosh.
Golden Bachelor.
He'd be an insane talk show host.
He'll go on a Golden Bachelor.
Or guest.
He could do a talk show tomorrow and have 14 million, 20 million people a day listen. But could you manage him to the breaks? You know what I mean?
It would have to be one where you could swear.
Well, anything streaming.
Yes.
If he doesn't streaming, it doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
And if he does streaming, you wouldn't have to manage him to a break. He could just do stream of consciousness.
He could do a serious show and make gazillions.
The problem is, with someone like him, and we've all been around these personalities, you can't control them. And in this business, as you know, you have to have a certain element of control.
Yeah, I try to check that at the door, but anyway,
hard.
Yeah.
You have to stay focused.
He would be great on the Golden Bachelor.
Well, someone figured it out with him once upon a time. Someone did figure it out with The Apprentice.
Yeah, you're right.
Can you imagine him on the Golden Bachelor?
I'm telling you.
My goodness.
I'm telling you. The ratings it'd be the highest rated television show in history. Ever. By far.
Put him on my wife's favorite, Love is Blind.
There we go.
Oh, my gosh. That's a stupid show.
See, I don't even know these shows.
Oh, yeah.
Patrick is a closet watch a lot of shows guy. And he does, because you know them all.
He's a media critic.
You do. You're
He's
like
me, though. He takes everything in and kind of,
right.
I love his
You're
comment.
like Rob Owen, but you're not a jerk.
Rob Owen, I don't even start on that.
I got no time for him.
Oh, doesn't even live here.
Yeah, he lives like Seattle or Portland.
Yeah, he could care less. Come on. I mean, come on. But to your point, brother, I have completely tuned out all the political stuff.
Same.
Could care less. Colin is next.
Honored to win the Marconi Award as the best news talk station in the country. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.